but only after Mickey Gasper homered in each of his first 2 at-bats of the evening. The Sox go for a sweep tonight with Sonny Gray making the start. Roman Anthony, meanwhile, went 2 for 4 with a homer and 3 RBIs for AAA Worcester and told the media before the game he thinks Friday could be in play for his return to the big club. Patriots are without Travion Henderson and starting safety Craig Woodson, among others, as they held their final practice before their final preseason game. That game is tomorrow night in Cleveland. The big story of the day, though, Christian Gonzalez. He was present again, but remains upset about the negotiations surrounding his contract extension.
The office knows how I feel. My team has made it known what I feel, what I'm worth, what we feel, what I'm worth. So the right people know what I'm worth.
Patriots Executive Vice President of Player Personnel Elliott Wolf confirmed earlier in the day the team has offered to make Gonzalez the highest paid player at his position in the National Football League. And both the Big Ten and SEC yesterday passed rules that athletes who turn pro will be unable to return to play for any school in those conferences in both basketball or football. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Boston Prolotherapy. Don't let joint pain keep you off the court, course, or trail. Eliminate that pain with Dr. Franke of Boston Prolotherapy. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Diving, but he's got a breakaway. To the backhand. Throws it in. Draw coming to the spot. The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher.
Yes, I finally shaved my nuts.
And Hardy.
Who, me?
Just hanging around.
On 98.5.
Fingerman, heard about you.
Yeah.
We're Costco guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
That's gross.
Not a great cook, but I do cook.
When I asked him about the sides,
kick them in the balls.
I don't care about it, but it's not good behavior.
Blaze Bailey is omitted.
Toucher and Hardy.
We're the best friends that can be, my buddy and me.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Fans, welcome to Gillette Stadium.
Yo, man. Good morning. Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube to get involved. I was very surprised. Oh, by the way, Andrew Callahan's in for an hour. Tim Healy will join us. We have some news. We introduce you to one of the forgotten hard rocking bands of all time. This is all coming up. Big show today. It's all been planned. Every minute of it. So it's going to be moving fast. So you best hang on to your seat. But I've been a little surprised at obviously it's a very newsworthy story, but the amount of attention that Dolly Parton dying has brought into the world. Like, now I knew it would be like the number one story on CNN and stuff, but like it's like the first 5 stories in the Boston Globe, or there's like a many stories.
I wonder, like, worldwide, where she would rank in terms of, like, visibly famous, for a time, like there was some, they do studies occasionally, like who's the most recognizable person in the world. And I think for decades it was, like the Pope, or it was, Ronald Reagan. And then, I remember for a time in the like in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was Tiger Woods. Like, you could go, to up to anyone on the street in the United States. You could go to, the farthest, most remote villages in China. Yeah. you could go to the Bushmen of the Kalahari and say, who is that? And they said, Tiger Woods. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows who that is. Dolly Parton's got to be pretty high up there in terms of people, I would think.
Well, one thing that was interesting is like seeing her handle interviews when people could be treated differently by like mainstream media. I didn't realize, I guess, like how bitchy Barbara Walters could be, and she's like, really like laying into Dolly Parton. She's handling herself very well. Now, Dolly Parton, died at 80, and I am 51. So I only know her from, of course, Masturbating, to the Bob Hope special where she was dressed as a reindeer in a very tight outfit. I recall taping that frantically and needing to get that. And it was one of Bob Hope's, probably the same thing where he introduces the College Hall Pro team.
Yeah, they did that every year.
Yeah, and I believe that, now I remember furiously masturbating to that.
Bob Hope?
Early Bob Hope stuff. I started finding he was too old at that point, but that's what I remember Dolly Parton as, for my age, because 9 to 5 had come out when I was 5, but I understand what she did, because what she did was now I have been to Dollywood, so all of you can get out of the way, because I have been to Dollywood.
Well, where's your Instagram post remembering Dolly with your
Otherwise it doesn't count.
photos of you at Dollywood?
I would try to keep those private.
Okay. Well, then, you know what? You double win the day.
Yeah. And so, we had a relationship. I would go to Dollywood and she would come out and I would say hello. And one thing that she did do that is quite remarkable is, so Pigeon Forge is, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee is in East Tennessee, and it's like an hour and 15, let's just say it's like an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes from Knoxville. And Gatlinburg is higher up in the Smokies. And Gatlinburg is not a place for gay people probably to go. Mm-hmm. Because in Pigeon Forge has stuff like Bible Land and the like Hatfields and McCoys, which is medieval times, but it's the Hatfields and McCoys. There used to be, I don't think it's there anymore, but there used to be a Civil War thing where the Confederacy won, which was like medieval times.
Oh, that's okay. That's fun.
It might not be that simple, but I didn't go to Dixie Stampede.
Walt Disney originally wanted one of those at Disney World and Disneyland. They had the Nazis one, from what I understand.
Yeah, that's
just based on his
I've never
personality.
I've never done a deep dive into his connection with being a Nazi, but that is.
I don't know if he was a Nazi. I just don't think he was a big fan of the Jews.
No, but it's something like he was sympathetic to the Nazis, is my understanding of it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, anyone can have sympathy for anyone else.
Well, but back to Dolly, to not get too far off the point.
Oh, no, I think we're right on point, but go ahead.
But the idea that she could create something in that area that was friendly not only to like very, very small town tourists, but also like iconic to gay people, and everyone felt comfortable being there, is really a coup for anyone.
Well, that's like one of the main things in that I've read and heard about her, is that she was a unifier, and that people seemingly from all walks of life not only knew her but recognized her as being like a really kind person and appreciated her music. And you think about it, even if you care nothing about country, one of the greatest, biggest selling pop songs of all time was written by Dolly Parton. So
Always Love You?
Yes.
Okay.
So, she's got the chops when it comes to, being an actual artist, but people still cover like Jolene and stuff like that. She's kind of universally and very rare, Fred. And I understand your point about having this inclusive place in an area of the country that is not known for its inclusivity. But I think that kind of speaks to just how she was. Like, everyone seems to kind of let down their guard and say, you know what? It's Dolly Parton. We all like her. We all dig it. We're all going to get along.
Right, which is very rare. And I don't know anything about her music at all. Like, I do know I Always Love You. I didn't know Jolene until recently. I didn't even know, like I had heard like of the song Jolene, but I didn't know like Jolene. Like I didn't know the song.
Didn't know Islands in the Stream?
No, of course I knew that because of the jokes, because of her huge cans that everyone would joke about, thereby embarrassing women to not go do it, which was a travesty. They should have been praising her more than they were. But that's another thing, is that she had made her, like, these huge wigs, the big fake cans, when that wasn't like the big thing to do at the time. And she was able to, do that and still maintain that. But the unifying thing is what I find the most interesting, because I don't know if people really understand that part of the country. East Tennessee is not a progressive place, not at all. But the idea that like gay people felt compelled and welcomed in that area is quite amazing, because outside of Dollywood, I mean, it's the Dixie Stampede, it's Bible Land, it's a bunch of, hard-hitting stuff that's not in that vein. But that was very impressive. No, my knowledge of Dolly Parton, sadly, is, being 12 years old and playing with myself when she was on TV. But Hardy was saying that he was a big Lily Tomlin guy in 9 to 5.
Well, not only that, but I celebrate her entire career, the incredible shrinking woman.
The operator she did that's hysterical. I suggest everyone get on YouTube and look it up.
Jane Fonda really nerded it up for that 9 to 5. Marcy wanted to watch it last night, with the kids, and like, oh, Dolly Parton, we should watch 9 to 5. And I'm looking at the same thing. I'm like, no, we're not. No. If Dolly Parton had not died, that is the last thing you'd turn on the TV. I'm not going to be here for any of it. But as soon as you found out it cost $3.99 to rent, that idea went out the window.
Well, the way they treated Dabney Coleman in that thing is completely unfair. I mean, completely unfair. I mean, they treated Dabney Coleman awful. They shot him, didn't they? Or did they ever kill him in that?
No.
Or they just put a gun on him and make him do stuff?
Yeah.
What you gonna do with that gun?
They bought all the S&M gear and then hooked him up to a automatic garage opener.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did that really happen?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know if I've ever seen 9 to 5 all the way through.
Oh, it holds up.
No. And if you told me that your wife said, like, hey, I'm going to go watch 9 to 5, you'd be like, okay, she wants to watch 9 to 5. Maybe it reminds her of her being very young.
Yeah. It's like when I tried to watch Cannonball Run.
Right. But the idea that, like, to pull your kids into this mess.
Well,
what is the call?
I'm sure that was.
What is
it's a pipe dream?
What is the teaching moment there? Well, what's that exactly?
I'm sure that
treat women with respect. Treat your secretaries that you're patting on the ass with respect.
Okay.
I'm sure that was the idea, but I told her, I said, if you put this on, they're both going to tap out inside of 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
I think that's bold. I think it's less.
I have to imagine that the beginning of 9 to 5 before there's real dialogue is probably 5 minutes, because it's early 80s movies where they really took their time to get
there's
into
the montage of I think it opens up with, like the office building and then like the hustle and bustle of the 9 to 5.
And if you've watched...
You have to play the whole song. It's very
and
important.
I've talked about this a bunch of times because it's just watching stuff with your kids, is that I remember when we watched Trading Places, a few, say 5 Thanksgivings ago. It was the one time that so it wasn't. It was probably 4 years ago. And like, it was after the divorce, and it was like the only time we stayed in Boston for Thanksgiving, and it was miserable. And we were at my ex-wife's house, and there was like nothing to do. So we were like, okay, let's watch a movie, and then Trading Places. And the beginning of Trading Places is a montage of Philadelphia for what now seems like a very long time. Like it didn't seem that way. I don't recall when I was a kid, but you can't ask anyone, I think under the age of 40, to sit through a montage at the beginning of a light comedy. Like a real like if you're saying, okay, we're going to watch this 2.5 hour movie about like the World War II, Saving Private Ryan or something, and there's then like sit down, like you're we're in for a serious thing. But a lighthearted comedy romp that starts with "Here's Philadelphia."
Yeah,
I mean, you only got an hour and a half to work with, and you're gonna waste 5 minutes of it showing Philadelphia.
I think because I saw it from the beginning the other day, if I remember correctly, like the beginning of The Hangover, and this would be in contrast to what you're saying, Fred. The Hangover opens with a scene essentially from the middle of the movie or toward the end of the movie when they're making the call about how they can't find Doug.
Right.
It's like that's the opening scene, and then it flashes back to 2 or 3 days beforehand. I said, well, that's a grabber. That's good.
You jump right in and get going.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the thing with Dolly yesterday that I also think the reason why it was like so newsworthy is she's been like out in front of like her show cancellations and stuff like that. It was a couple of years ago. A friend of mine had asked me, could I use my Vegas connections to get them tickets to see Dolly Parton when she had a residency planned at Caesars.
Yeah, so you went ahead and did that, right? You just called your friends at Caesars.
I got nothing
because
I lived there 22 years ago.
Yeah,
so I don't have a lot left.
Yeah, I was asked if I could get my daughter backstage because my ex-wife is taking her to see this artist I've never heard of in Atlanta. Can I get her backstage?
Yeah.
What? How the hell am I?
Oh yeah, I know the guy there.
Yeah, well, I've always had my finger on the pulse of pop radio. So even when I lived in Atlanta, that was going to happen. And now with the way the music industry is all over pop top 40 radio, there's no question.
But Dolly had that thing planned, and she kept like doing video posts. And whenever she was talking about her illness, it was I don't know that she ever announced that she had cancer, or it was like
she did.
Okay,
she did. Yeah, she did. I believe she did because I believe the announcement, because I saw, which I'm sure you guys did, the announcement from her nephew
and head of security.
Yeah, head of security. He had mentioned that she had asked him to do this years ago. I think people, if they didn't know she had cancer, I believe people knew that she was ill.
Right, but the only stuff that I saw from her, and it would pop up from time to time, was like, I just I was supposed to be there this weekend, y'all, and I'm sorry, I got a little dizzy. But these doctors, they don't want me moving around if I'm dizzy. So, and it just seemed all very, it wasn't dire to hear her tell it. But the people were very upset by that.
But I'm pleased. I mean, it's nice that there's still this kind of reaction when someone passes. And
someone
dies.
that famous who is not seemingly polarizing in any way.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I was surprised, but I mean, it wasn't a negative surprise. I was like, oh wow, like people are really freaking out about Dolly Parton dying. And which doesn't displease me. I think it's nice. But I was surprised though, because I managed to live I knew 9 to 5, and I knew Islands in the Stream. But the only reason I knew Islands in the Stream is what do you call Dolly Parton, like on her back in the bathtub, Islands in the Stream, or whatever the joke is. That's the only reason I really know that song.
It's a good joke.
Yeah. I didn't know Jolene. In fact, I thought. There's a song by a ska band called Jolene about their van, and I didn't know it was about their van, and I thought it was a cover of the Jolene song by Dolly Parton, but it's not. It's not.
It's a shame that the Patriots are on the road in Cleveland Thursday night, because otherwise Sarge could have used that occasion to do the entire game announcing in his Rocky or a Smoky Mountain accent and just do everything.
Fans, welcome to Gillette Stadium.
Just a tribute to Dolly, but I guess
it would have been so inappropriate because it's such a mockery of the people from the South. I mean, that accent, that stereotypical accent. Oh, Sarge. It's when you're that good, it really can hurt. Yeah. That's when it really can hurt. People.
It's way too close to home. And I'm surprised he did that British/Scottish accent after all the goodwill that was created this summer with the Tartan Army being here. For him to pull this off.
Fans, welcome to Gillette Stadium.
I still say that's German. I still say it's German.
Why do you say that? He goes, "Helcom." That's what British people do.
Welcome.
Fans, welcome to Gillette Stadium.
You're right. It's
Helcom.
It's Helcom.
They said, do a British accent, and he goes, "Fans, Helcom." Who can't do a British accent?
Even badly.
By the way, every actor now that I see because of the internet that they're being interviewed is British.
They're
and
British,
I had no idea.
and they had no clue.
No clue. Like the kid that was Spider-Man, Garfield or whatever. Garfield was Spider-Man before.
Garfield,
yeah.
Tom
He's
Holland.
British. Huh? What?
He said Tom Holland.
Shut up.
It's the first thing he said unprompted, maybe ever.
Said before.
Andrew Garfield.
Nick, listen to the program.
Nick's got a time machine in his brain.
Wow.
He keeps some 30 seconds back of everyone else.
He came at me when I first walked in this morning talking about, he did a very nice thing. He bought me a little Home Depot bucket when he was there 2 days
And
ago.
you were there when he announced it to me, and I don't know what he was talking about. He's like, I didn't get you a bucket.
Yes.
So
you
I-
came in and sat down in the post-show meeting, and the first thing out of Nick's mouth was, "I didn't get you a bucket." And Fred just stared at him for about 10 seconds.
So here's the routine, Fred. Every morning, Wallach is here before me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what he does is he marches past the producer's studio, grunts at them, comes in here, ruffles his feathers down, and does his, a little bit of molting, gets in his nest, and he sits there for the next 5 hours. That's Wallach. I always stop in and have a little chin wag with the fellas, and we talk about stuff, and we say good morning. So I walk into that studio this morning, and Nick says to me, "Oh, so yesterday, when you had gone back in the studio, but they said something about where's Hardy?" And I said, "Well, you get in a bucket. Now you got him a Home Depot." And then afterward, you said Beetle, and for him, I got the bucket. I said, "What? What?" He said, "Well," and then he gets flabbergasted and exasperated. He was trying to tell me that he went back to Home Depot and got Bertrand a bucket, I think.
Well, his thing with
is that right?
I had to go there yesterday anyways.
Yeah, okay.
And they had them.
Well, I mean, as long as you had to go there yesterday anyway. So
I got so pissed. I'm like, I don't know what you just said. He
Okay.
goes, and then he said, "All right, here's the long version." I said, "I don't want the long version. I just want you to speak like a human
okay.
boy and tell me what you were trying to tell me."
So after the show, I don't want any conflict. It's the joke's over. Like, I'm not gonna be like a dick to Nick or anything. And so,
Yeah.
like, I sit down and John was there, and Nick goes, "I didn't get you a bucket," and I go, "Huh?"
Yep.
And then
exactly like
but
that.
I'm trying to be nice. So I'm like, is this in reference to me getting kicked out of that fantasy league? Because in my brain, I'm trying to think of any connection to why
anything.
Nick.
Because we had discussed that in the final 10 minutes of the show.
Right.
Yes.
And so I
Okay.
was like, I got kicked out of the fantasy league. And I'm like, I wonder if that's in reference to it. So I'm trying to be like, play along and be nice. And I'm like, hey, yeah, just so you know, like da-da-da-da-da about the fantasy league. And Nick's like, I'm just kidding. And then now I don't pursue it because like I like Nick. I don't off the air. I don't want to bust Nick's balls. And so like I still did. So he got you a bucket. Okay. Did you get any of that information? He said he was kidding, but he did get him a bucket.
It was clear after about 1 second that you had no idea what he was talking about.
Did you know what he was talking about?
I did because I was here for the previous conversation. So
Okay,
I
would
put it
I have
together.
known what he was
there
talking
was no way you could have known. I understood why you did.
When there. And I'm trying to be like cool, like to like have a conversation,
Right, it's
because it was
again-
so out of the blue, and I'm like, oh, so I go in this big long explanation of something from before to try to like bring John and Nick in because they've been with me the longest, and it was now I'm a fool because I'm bringing up stuff that has nothing to do with anything because I'm trying to connect to be like conversational with Nick about what's going on, but it turns out that Nick just got Hardy a bucket.
Yep.
I don't know.
A Halloween-themed bucket.
Which I really like, and it was fine, but that when he tries to like expand on it and start talking about how he went back and got another one for Beetle, it's like I couldn't understand you.
But I have no sympathy for you because John can testify that at least that made that if he would have said it correctly, that would have made sense.
Oh.
What he did with me
is
like he said sarcastically,
apologizing.
I didn't get you but it was like sarcastic. Nick didn't do anything wrong. But I ended up making a fool of myself, I feel, because I was trying to connect in any way what he was saying to me to something that would have been logical.
Don't do that.
So I went on this like kind of like explanation of something that had happened in the past, and Nick was like, and then it turned out I was just an idiot. I'm the idiot because I was trying to piece together what he was talking about. It's not a big deal, but oh, shut up, Nick.
Do you want me to get you a bucket today?
Yes.
I'll get you a bucket.
Well read. You read the situation.
I do love that bucket.
Good. I don't need a
bucket.
bucket, thank you. And it's a Halloween bucket. I don't need a bucket.
He doesn't even have a ladder. What's he going to do with a bucket?
Exactly. I don't need a bucket. I actually do not need a bucket. There's nothing I need a bucket for. I try to keep things very hands off in the home. Look, man, I have a condominium. There's not as much required as a single family home.
Always need buckets.
But what would I put in a bucket?
Well, right now my plan is to put my car care accessories in that bucket. Right now it's in another receptacle. But as I've said many times before, more than I like things to put things in.
You would look my parents' neighborhood. As I walked their neighborhood, I look in every garage and I go, "How do you like that garage? How do you like that garage? Not a thing out of place.
Love it.
Not my parents' house, but the other houses. All right, we will be back in just a moment to catch up with what happened yesterday.
More Toucher and Hardy.
By the way, Mike Fideli, the tax accountant that has his shirt off all the time, that literally hands women money to be in his videos. He hands them cash and awkwardly hugs them. In his new video, he's holding up $11,000 in cash that he's apparently made doing taxes on a Sunday. And I'm showing it to Hardy, and, he thinks the hook is going to be that, oh, look, I'm a tax guy that paid $11,000. No, he says the N-word.
Yeah, but he said it in other videos. So if you're a Fideli fan, then...
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He didn't put the ER on it,
no,
so I'm sure it's fine.
You got me down the Fideli rabbit hole, and there's one video where he says it, and then, he's chastised for it, but then he explains why he's allowed to say it.
Is it because of his philanthropy work?
It's just because he's got the credibility, and he, that's how he grew up. Same thing my Uncle Stan used to say.
I can't imagine getting on the internet now, throwing that around. I mean, like, white rappers can't use it.
No. All right.
Just real quick,
Oh, yeah.
What Happened Last Night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates. I can't believe he did that. Leonard Hair Transplant. Brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happens. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR.
Red Sox Marlins again last night. We were talking about Mickey Christopher Gasper yesterday, and now he had a big game 2 nights ago. Well, continues.
Swinging a shot. That one high and deep. Out to right center. Ruiz backs up. And see you later. Home run. The mix strikes again. And the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead.
Oh, well, first Fidelity, now this. Everyone's just going nuts.
So not a lot of offense generated by the Red Sox last night. Thank goodness for Mickey Gasper, though, because, again, top of the 6th. Gasper to the rescue.
High fly, center field deep. Ruiz backing up all the way to the wall. He's done it again. The mix strikes again. His second home run tonight.
Okay, he has 5 home runs this month. Want to guess how many he had before that?
2.
Zero.
Okay.
He had 2 career homers, 2 career Major League homers before this month.
Well, I said 2, so that was right in some sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's heating up.
Got on base 8 straight times last night and the night before.
That's awesome.
It's remarkable.
No, it is remarkable. It's a enjoyable team.
He's the epitome of this year's Red Sox.
No, I mean these are all, except for one guy. These are all guys that you root for.
Marlins answered in the bottom of the 6th to make it 2-2. The score would remain tied, so we go into extra innings last night.
And this is when the Red Sox, the 10th inning was really something.
Bizarre, both top and bottom. Of the inning.
Yes, that's
bizarre.
Oh no, if it was just one thing, then that's not that bizarre.
No.
That it happened twice is very bizarre.
So we'll start in the top of the 10th here.
And that one ricochets. That one got by everybody. Here comes the run. Wong is in to score. Nothing but confusion at home plate. I think it drilled the umpire. And the run is in to make it 3-2.
So does the ball skip off the catcher's mitt?
No, he missed it.
No, he absolutely missed it, and it drilled the ump square in the mask. Connor Wong is at third. He makes it home. He kind of tiptoes across home plate, looks back at the umpire. They're waiting for a save call. The umpire doesn't know what planet he's on.
Yeah, he took a 94-mile-an-hour fastball to the face. Yeah.
He's like, first of all, am I safe? Second of all, are you okay?
Gee,
that looked like it hurt.
I don't think that hurts that bad.
It can't feel good.
No, I don't think it feels good, but I don't think it's debilitating pain.
No, yeah, he got his bell rung.
So the main thing about it is it doesn't matter if it hurts or not. I mean, but the main thing is that
it'd be scary.
I don't think it's I think it's scary that the ball hits you but you're wearing a mask to protect you from that. I'd rather get hit in the face mask with a ball than get hit in the groin or like the leg or the. I say that with a wink. But it is interesting because all right, so that you start the runner on second. There's a ground out to second that moves the runner. So there's runner on third, the sacrifice gets him in, and. A pitch I guess crosses up the catcher, but it's not in the dirt. It's very rare in the major leagues to see a ball just not get that's not completely over everyone's head. I mean, the umps knelt down with his face obviously over the catcher's shoulder, and the ball hits him right in the face because the catcher gets so crossed up he can't even glove the ball.
Just missed it. I mean, how often do you see that? A catcher miss a fastball, and B, it hit the ump right in the face. You never see that.
I didn't even know it was a fastball. I thought it must have been moving more than that. But
it was a Mad About You pitch. It was a Paul Reiser. That thing just kept.
Why can't you get fresh fruit anymore?
So the Sox are up 3-2 now, and we got 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th inning. Wyatt Olds on the mound.
Wyatt Olds, drafted in 2021, has spent 5 years getting to the majors. His career minor league ERA is almost 7. And somehow he has found his way onto a major league roster. Red Sox are out of pitchers,
right?
So he has to pitch the 10th to try and save this thing.
And by the way, Miami's it's not out of the realm of possibility going into this series that they could have been the 3rd wild card in the NL. And last night's the kind of game you're like, you don't deserve anything. and this is not taking anything away from the Red Sox, but if you didn't watch the game, you'll hear why this is. They have no business. No business.
2 outs, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. It got away. Back to get it. Wong as a run comes in to score. And this game is tied. The strikeout, but it gets by Connor Wong, and the run is in to make it 3-3.
And so the dummy at bat it just sits there frustrated with himself and then goes, oh, the ball seems to have skittered away. I best make it to first.
Yes. The first base umpire, I don't know if you saw this, he's screaming at him, windmilling him, go to first. And finally, after about 2 seconds, and if Connor Wong hadn't slipped and fallen down near the backstop, he would have thrown the guy out at first base.
That batter, too, is it Sonoya?
Is Sanoa, I think it is.
Okay. He does something I don't see all that often. He steps out of the box almost after every pitch, and then he grips the bat up way up on the barrel.
Yeah, I saw that too.
To do the thing with his hips, to get his hips around, All
right, so let's now switch locations. Let's go back to Waltham here as Joe Murray and crew were watching the 11th inning last night as the game continues, tied at 3. The bases are loaded for the Red Sox. Jaron Duran at the plate.
There was Adam Sandler did a CD when I was a kid.
Of course.
Maybe you guys.
Of course.
This is on the air?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was Adam Sandler did a CD when I was a kid. Maybe you guys have heard of this bit before. You ever heard of the Fatty McGee bit? Whenever he'd walk up the stairs, he would have uncontrollable breathing sounds. And that sounded like Fatty McGee. The Fatty McGee is.
Hey, Fatty, why don't
Back,
you go...
back. Get going.
It's
Woo! Jerry Duran.
Okay.
The Red Sox. Bring out the helmet. He's still got it. He's still got it.
Marge Simpson for everybody.
It's a Wally helmet, everyone.
So,
Mr. 305.
So, Fatty McGee.
They didn't say what happened.
No.
They just yelled.
I just
think your first inclination would go, Duran, grand slam.
Mm-hmm. But that's what
grand
happened.
Salami.
Jaron Duran with the grand slam, and those 4 runs would be more than enough as the Marlins did not score at all in the bottom of the 11th. 7-3, your Red Sox win their 5th straight game.
I would love to be able to just recall like something off a comedy album and get myself into like out loud hysterics. Like just like think back to a comedy album and just start like dying laughing. Like just the memory of Fatty McGee got him laughing like that. That's nice. I don't have that kind of imagination.
Can only do it with Jerky Boys.
I love the Jerky Boys and I can quote it, but it doesn't still make me like laugh out loud. Maybe if I heard someone else doing it, but just like remembering it doesn't. All right. We will be back in just a moment. I don't know if we'll do Elliot Wolf, what we'll do, but there's more that happened yesterday.
Sports Hub headlines.
Jaron Duran's Grand Slam in the
Well, Christian Gonzalez, still no contract from the Patriots, but being asked once again because he's at Patriots practice and he's being asked about things, and reporters were talking to Christian Gonzalez yesterday, even with Mr. Kraft's helicopter flying overhead. Made it difficult to hear at times.
Remarkable.
How tough is it to sit with that injury, and how do you feel as you came back to the field these last 2 days?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good to be out here. So, yeah.
All right. He did speak a little bit more about the contract situation. He said something that maybe is the most forthcoming he's been throughout all of this time.
Christian, a lot of the talk during the Eagles joint practice from Elliott and Mike Vrabel was how they lauded the Eagles for drafting well, signing their guys. So if the blueprint's there, is it frustrating on your part that you don't have a deal yet?
I mean, it's frustrating, but I mean, it's, I'm focused on the season. I'm focused on here now and doing what I got to do, and I'm out here to compete and get better.
Gonzalez is frustrated.
I would imagine. Yeah. Can we talk about owners now insisting on taking helicopters out of practice? Remember in the Hard Knocks that, like, with the most recent one with the Jets, when, like, Woody Johnson lands in the helicopter?
Mm-hmm.
That's completely unnecessary. The practice facility, unless you're Dallas or one of these teams, is where you play. And I would assume you own property close enough. Why do you have to take a helicopter off the field? That you're doing that completely for the visual of it.
Yeah.
There's no practical reason to be taking a helicopter. Now, if you're in, like, downtown Boston and there's, like, a helicopter pad and you don't want to sit in traffic, you take the helicopter. But there's no reason to land a helicopter, like, on the field and take off from there.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're going, like, directly to some high-level meeting, in a faraway place, leaving Foxborough at around 11:30 in the morning, you're not going to encounter a lot of traffic. You can make it back to Chestnut Hill, I would think, 30 minutes.
So, but I'm also making the point of, even if you were taking a helicopter somewhere, you're taking it from the field.
Yeah, where else are you going to land?
Well, that's where the helicopter landing pad is.
Where else are you going to land, Fred?
It's next to the practice field.
Mm-hmm. And it needs to be there.
Yeah.
It just happens to be.
It's a safety issue.
You're there a lot. Is there, like, a designated helicopter landing pad?
Yes.
And they put it, like, on the field?
No, it's adjacent to the field.
Mm-hmm. That needs to be there. We get it. You're rich. Like, now you got to do. It's such an affectation. It's really something else. And during the middle of Christian Gonzalez talking about how he can't get paid, the owner's off on his helicopter to where? What's so important? He's got to be in the helicopter.
We were there for practice before the Jay-Z or the Beyonce concert, I guess it was, at Gillette Stadium, and Beyonce and Jay-Z had taken a helicopter in.
Which I understand that.
Yes. And we were doing the simulcast, and we told the camera guy, I think it was Hoodie who was down there with us, we're like, get a shot of the helicopter, and we'll see if we can, get them coming off. And this is all on the air. And they were taken off the helicopter into a large, 6-passenger golf cart with curtains on the side of it. So you couldn't look into it.
Okay.
And we still got in trouble from the team for getting a shot of them, and we didn't even get a shot of them, but for asking the camera guy to, take a look at a helicopter just landed.
Well, you should have known
Anybody
better.
can see that.
You should have known better.
I know.
And if you're
we
taking,
were rightly chastised.
Right, exactly. And I'm sure there could have been a lot of repercussions. If you, by the way, I could be proven wrong for this, but say Kraft lives in a mansion in Chestnut Hill. I'd imagine it's among other mansions. I might have an issue with a helicopter pad on the property in Chestnut Hill.
I don't know where he lands it because he wanted to put a helicopter landing pad on the driving range at the Brookline Public Golf Course.
Oh, boy.
Or as Putterham, as it's affectionately known. And I believe the Putterham people said no.
Why? He's rich. He should be able to do whatever he wants.
Right. They said, no, you cannot put a helicopter landing pad in the middle of our driving range.
It's just, like I would imagine he has the bigger house, but if I had a house in that neighborhood that I paid $5 million for, $6 million for, and they're like, they want to put a helicopter pad in, I would go, oh, no.
No.
Like I realize that I have the lesser of the houses, but it's still a $6 million house. My house, if there was any kind of talk of putting a helicopter pad in, I don't think it would get over. It seems completely unnecessary to land a helicopter and take off from a helicopter from there. That's all.
Yeah.
That did annoy me because I saw Woody Johnson do it, and I don't think that you have to do it. No one else takes the helicopter. Now, I understand why Jay-Z and Beyonce do it. They probably, they're helicoptering in over traffic. They're coming in and they're getting right out. Like, I get that. But I guess Kraft's supposed to be there all the time. What do you need the helicopter for? Annoying.
Yeah. Woody Johnson has a mansion in the Hamptons, further east, I would imagine. Just get in a limo. You're going against traffic. Everyone's going out, not coming in.
Well, when you say the Hamptons, now you're making more of a case for him taking the helicopter. But I still don't. It's pretty far. But I still don't understand why you have to land it on the field. I don't know. It's almost like too much money. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like it's like almost like it automatically makes you a dick. Like, I need to land this on the field. I'm showing everyone that I'm taking off in a helicopter, and they just have cars.
Well, Elliot Wolf spoke yesterday also, but we'll get to that later.
All right. We'll be right back with a award-winning news segment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hook.
can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. And it is time for the big time news segment. Hardy, what do we have today?
Well, we got a couple of somewhat related stories, but wildlife, certainly the focal point of this first one. We go to Kentucky for this, Fred.
A Harlan County woman woke up to an unexpected visitor this morning, a bear inside her home, but she didn't realize it.
Hello. Cubba-dubba-doo.
Look like a bear.
He loved bears.
Yeah, he did.
Harry, big game man. Got bears to the left of me. And then he did a song for us, and a girl I know got him to do a song for us. All right, the girl I did know got us to do a song for us, and he put zero effort in it.
Yeah, I don't even have it saved.
Don't play it.
No, it's not good.
It's not playing it. But it made me, I mean, the lack of effort was really something.
A Harlan County woman woke up to an unexpected visitor this morning, a bear inside her home, but she didn't realize it until it was too late. Corinna Porter spoke with her earlier today. She joins us in studio tonight with the details. Corinna?
Bear with me, Andrea. This story's a wild one. The bear left behind a big mess.
So she said, bear with me.
Oh,
Ah.
big mess.
Yeah, you. Oh, you a shy one, aren't you? So cute.
Poopy bear. Poopy bear. I see your stains in your underwear.
Dirty bear. Behind the glasses, you a dirty bear.
Nerdy and dirty rhyme so he can reuse bear.
Yeah.
Bear with me, Andrea. This story's a wild one. The bear left behind a big mess, shattering a kitchen table and getting into her food. Now she's sharing a warning for other homeowners.
Kendra North says she's a heavy sleeper and didn't even hear the bear break into her house, but her sister who lives next door did.
It's very Kentucky.
Of course, the sister lives next door.
Yeah, it's
Where do you
very-
want her to live? Down the street in a different town?
Stupid.
Well, her sister and brother
Away
live-
at school? No,
Yeah.
she lives next door.
No, her sister and brother live next door. They're happily married.
My sister started calling me at like 5 in the morning.
She started calling her at lock. Kentucky has gotten to the point not only is there high illiteracy, there's the inability to speak.
There's also, as she is being interviewed, of course, via Zoom, the constant wet hair that you see a lot in this part of the country. The hair is always wet.
Yeah.
Always appears to always just gotten out of the shower.
In fairness, she was just at a fair watching Tesla and it was raining.
My sister started calling me at like 5 in the morning, and I declined her at least twice, and she just kept calling.
That's when she realized something was up.
And I answered the call, and she was like, "Bro, there's a bear."
Yeah, bro. They get confused. No, I'm your sister.
Oh.
No, then wake up the guy next to you, my brother. I'm your sister. Yeah, wake up your brother next to you.
Yeah.
See, it's two incest things.
Bro.
There's a bear, and it just walked out of your house, and it came down your steps. It came and looked at me dead in the eyes on my side of the yard.
North says she thinks it must have been a big bear.
My table is really thick glass, and it completely shattered it. She said she actually heard the table shatter from inside her house, and she thought that it was a car wreck outside.
Or the meth lab exploding.
North says the bear was drawn into her house because she had left her leftovers on the table.
I'm a little sad over my KFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it
She's
is.
not a thin woman, is she?
She's actually kind of has that meth gauntness about her. So,
that's why there was leftovers.
Yeah, she's doing paleo. She's one meal a day.
Oh, okay.
Kentucky Fish and Wildlife Bear Program Coordinator John Hass says there are a few simple things people can do to make their homes less appealing to bears.
If you store pet food or if you feed your dogs outside, just think about that. Make sure you're not leaving any out on the porch. And that'll keep the bear from just coming right in and getting an easy meal.
North says she'll grin and bear the lesson she's learned from the encounter.
There you go. That's a good one.
Definitely don't leave your leftover KFC on the kitchen table. And make sure your door is shut very well.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't mind having a bear sneak into my house in the middle of the night. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I mean, to take a little trip to Provincetown. You have until Labor Day.
So the wildlife theme continues here, Fred, but this is not a wild animal. This is a domesticated animal, and unfortunately, a sad end to a certain pet.
Neighbors in a fight over a dead rooster, and one of them facing a felony charge.
You have Allison James.
He could face up to 5 years in prison.
Actually, Jack's Kristen Rari's live at JSO. Kristen, all right, so you spoke to both neighbors who disagree on how and why the rooster died.
Yeah, and the two neighbors say they will not come to an agreement, but no matter what, it ended with one of them spending 30 hours inside the jail on an animal cruelty charge he says he disagrees with.
I didn't know to give it a 21-gun salute, CPR, mouth to mouth, or call the chicken ambulance.
Mouth to mouth. I mean, that's what Larry Flint did when he was in Kentucky. You gotta break their neck and throw them in the river so their dad won't know.
Big Roo was Jason Day Felice's pet rooster. That is.
What was the name of the rooster?
Big Roo.
Oh, I thought it said Dick Roo.
Big Roo was Jason Day Felice's pet.
Are you sure she's saying big? And not Dick Roo?
Big Roo was
Dick Roo?
Big Roo.
All right, you're hearing a B there.
Big Roo was Jason Day Felice's pet rooster. That is until James Nix hit it with a stick.
So I'm defending myself.
I gotta hit you with a stick. Shoo, rooster, give me my stick. Give me my hitting stick.
That's my walking stick.
Stay on your ground. Get out. Give me my stick. Go fetch me a branch.
What do they call it when they whip a kid? Go get
my switch.
Yeah, go crack me a switch. I'm gonna get this rooster. Go. Beat it to death. You can't kill that rooster.
What I always find funny about and I don't want to do it, but that you far be it you're going to jail forever if you hit a turkey. We've talked about this. You could be eating literally have a turkey leg in your hand driving and eating it, but you can't hit you can't hit the turkey because those turkeys live. The ones that you're eating constantly in slaughterhouses, they live to do whatever they want.
I was feared for my safety, and the chicken, died.
Nick says the rooster attacked people.
It had a heart attack. It saw the size of my hitting stick and just fainting. And then I gave it mouth to mouth. Come here, you. Wake up. I put a roofie in its seed and then started making out with it.
And I'll say it was my fault if it had some kind of a cardiac event. I called the ambulance.
Or call the chicken ambulance.
Yeah, 30 hours in jail did not seem to stop him from getting some amphetamines in his system.
They got everything in here. Lovers, crank. I could stay in here forever. I didn't want to come out, except to get my stick.
Nick says the rooster attacked people.
I have not heard that. He never said anything to me about it.
I did tell him after the chicken hit my dad, I said, hey, man, the chicken attacked my dad.
Huh?
I told my neighbor that you got a wild chicken here. It attacked my dad. Attacked my mom.
And we all lived in my grandparents and my cousins and my nephews and my step-aunt. Every one of the 7,000 people that live in this 2-bedroom cabin. And my stick.
After the chicken hit my dad, I said, hey, man, the chicken attacked my dad.
Hey, man, listen, all BS aside.
We all have chickens.
You got the wild one. My chickens, you can understand, are very, very well behaved. My chickens are lovers, not fighters. My chickens are like Pepe Le Pew.
romancers.
Oh, what's the deal? It's just a chicken. What's he gonna do? You know? Okay, well, look.
Well, pull a gun out and shoot your balls off. I mean, I've seen a chicken operate an AK-47. You know, when I was in the war, the damn Iraqis had chickens at the top of buildings taking shots at us.
Oh, what's the deal? It's just a chicken. What's he gonna do? You know? Okay, well, look.
The neighbors even
Well, look. I'll show you what I'm going to do to him. Bludgeon him to death with my stick. This is my stick.
disagree on how others saw Big Roo.
The kids that used to live over there, they were throwing rocks and sticks at this chicken to keep it away.
I know the kids down here, they played with the rooster a little bit, like would throw rocks at it and chase it.
So one...
Yeah.
Just pitching rocks.
Yeah, playing. They were playing with it. They were just torturing it with rocks. They were reenacting Bible stuff, stoning things. Let's play Bible. Now here's David and Goliath. Start shooting you with my slingshot. They were just playing with the chicken, beating it to death, becoming serial killers. They were playing with it by torturing it slowly. They, practicing to become real psychos.
Well, they're practicing to be biblical heroes. He wanted to sling a stone at the Philistine.
Because it's nothing that John down the street did. The clown, the one who has all the fellas over, smelly porch. He used to torture the chickens too. They used to play with the chickens by throwing rocks at them.
Yeah, they go out there and play Ernest T. Bass. They just start pitching rocks.
That's why I say
lucky shot, whatever.
So one day when Nick says the rooster followed him and attacked him,
his neck flares up and he's doing his thing and he's trying to jump up at me. And I try to hit it and I accidentally knocked it in the head.
I tried to hit it, but then I accidentally knocked it in the head. No,
Right.
you successfully hit it in the head.
I was trying to hit it in its abdominal region because everyone knows chicken got great abs. It's just enough to push him back for a spell.
This guy did 30 hours in jail in this hick town for hitting an animal with a stick. Wouldn't the whole town be in jail?
Yeah. Call it a lucky shot, whatever.
but when Dave Felice came home, all he saw was his rooster dead in a ditch.
I said, I'm calling JSO. I called JSO. JSO didn't do nothing. Then a couple days later.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get the Jackson State Orchestra over there. I mean, they're busy performing. I mean, school's coming up.
You're not going to get the Juilliard Symphony Orchestra.
No. Well, if you're not getting Jackson State, you're certainly not getting Juilliard.
I said, I'm calling JSO. I called JSO. JSO didn't do nothing. Then a couple days later, I realized I could call animal control.
And in late June, James Nix went to jail for animal cruelty.
Next thing you know, he calls the chicken police on me.
While the neighbors continue the fight, Nick says he never should have been arrested.
Chickens are dying every day, people, at churches, Popeyes, and Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, I thought he meant like his church.
Oh. Chickens are dying every day on my front lawn.
Well, I mean, a lot of people die at my church from the snake handling. But, we kill chickens too.
It's some of the more aggressive baptisms.
This rooster,
tragic, but at least he was saved before he died.
This rooster has sinned.
Chickens are dying every day, people, at churches, Popeyes, and Kentucky Fried Chicken. Really?
It's kind of got a point.
Popeyes.
At the end there, he sort of makes a point. Like, what was the guy going to do with the chickens? If he's going to eat them, I don't know.
Oh, the rooster's there to make more chickens.
Right. You can eat a rooster, correct? I would imagine. That's just. Can you eat a rooster?
Yeah, but you wouldn't because the rooster has sex with all of them.
Yeah, but if you have a bunch of roosters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't get too many of them. So they start getting all alpha. And then you got to get your stick.
Oh, what's the deal? It's just a chicken. What's he going to do?
30 hours in jail. Jeez, that must have been on a Sunday. All right, we will be back in just a moment. Tim Healy has been covering the Red Sox all season.
a exciting win last night. We will talk to him in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy.
Wrap up their preseason in Cleveland against the Browns.
Got Williams with separation, and he drops it in. Away to the 20, to the 10, to the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots.
Pre-game
starts at 5 p.m. with Jim Murray and Chris Gasper. Kickoff with Bob and Zoe is at 8.
Twirls back, fires down the right side. DiGiorno makes the catch. Touchdown, Patriots!
One more before the real games begin. The Safety Insurance 98.5, the Sports Hub Patriots Radio Network. Your home for every Patriots game. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Why do people listen to Touch and Run?
Because it's a thing.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
Swing a high drive, deep right, Conine back, and it's gone for a grand slam. Jared Duran with a granny and a magical Red Sox.
We are Toucher and Hardy. Tim Healy writes about the Reds.
I'm very well. How are you?
Thank you for joining us this early in the morning. An exciting game last night, an exciting series against Miami. A very streaky team. Where are you standing on them right now? And what additions are coming and where will they fit in?
Great question. Where I'm standing on them right now is just sort of cruising along to the playoffs, which are not a mathematical guarantee, but pretty close to it. It would take quite the collapse for them to not make it at this point. As far as the reinforcements that are coming, Roman Anthony is probably going to take the spot of Mickey Gasper, and Trevor Story will come back, and my guess is Anthony Siegler will go down. And then when Isaiah Kiner-Falefa returns, the rosters will expand, and they won't have to subtract anybody to add IKF back. So, and then Garrett Whitlock, who will probably Friday, maybe Saturday, and then they can take somebody out of the bullpen.
You're telling me they're going to send Mickey Gasper down?
It's pretty amazing, isn't it? Isn't it? So here's what I can't wrap my mind around. Or I guess the fact that I can't believe when Roman Anthony comes back and is maybe the DH most of the time, he's actually going to have large shoes to fill because since the All-Star break, Yoshida and Gasper have actually been incredibly productive combined in the DH spot. How wild is that?
I don't understand what's happening with a lot of players on this team. And I was telling the guys earlier, Gasper pretty much epitomizes this Red Sox team. This guy who is a 30-year-old career minor leaguer and had, I think, 2 career homers before this month, and he has 5 this month right when they need it. I mean, it just unbelievable. It is remarkable what has happened to everybody on this roster, not named Contreras or Abreu.
Yeah, it's incredible, and it's bizarre, and it's a testament to, or it's indicative of just how sort of ridiculous and unexpected this whole 2 months now, 2 months and a couple of days have been. So where it'll take them, who's to say? But it's been quite the summer for sure.
When you look at the way that they play and the way that they win, how does that relate to you to success in the playoffs? Can you kind of like when you see teams like this that win in these these different ways with these kinds of players, is that the kind of streakiness and they win almost like as a team? Does that reflect like as something that could succeed in the playoffs, or do you think that's going to be like a reality check?
It's a good question because they're going to face better pitching than a lot of the schlubs they've seen lately against these teams in the playoffs. And in the playoffs, as we know, statistically, the more home runs you hit, the more likely you are to win in the playoffs specifically. That said, the Red Sox have been hitting unexpectedly a lot of home runs lately, and it's it's not always from Contreras and Abreu, but sometimes it is. And when you think about the playoffs, yeah, they have a shot. It's a short series, so it's tricky because if Ranger Suarez falls on his face, or if your starting pitcher falls on his face, then you're going to be in a tight spot immediately. And if the playoffs ended today, the Red Sox would be right back where they were last year at Yankee Stadium for the best-of-3 wild card round. And that certainly would be a lot of fun to watch for sure, but also a tall task for the Red Sox. So this weekend's going to be fun. 4 games in 3 days against the Yankees. It should be a little bit of a playoff preview, perhaps.
Yeah, the first 3 games, not great pitching matchups for the Red Sox.
I know.
I was just going to say, pitching-wise, I don't know if this really gives us, like the best of previews just based on who they have coming up in the rotation.
Yes, certainly for the Red Sox, don't have their best guys lined up. So it won't be, it won't be game 1 preview, game 2 preview, et cetera. You're correct. The Red Sox don't have their best guys lined up.
What's going on? And then, John, I will acquiesce to you. But what is going on? Do you know with the Yankees health-wise, like how that's when this season finishes up, like where they're going to be? I know Stanton oddly runs and falls down.
I think
from running.
Judge was actually running in the outfield a couple of days ago.
Okay, so like Judge is Fried. Okay, is anything going on with Fried? I heard something about Fried and him.
Yeah,
go ahead.
So Cody Bellinger's back. Max Fried, who very strangely went on the IL for a second time with an elbow bone bruise last week. He's fine. He might be back as soon as Saturday for the doubleheader against the Red Sox. So it sounds like he's pretty much fine. Giancarlo Stanton, as you mentioned, poor guy, can't even run without pulling a muscle. It sounds like he will not be back, period. And then Judge is very much in play for the end of the season come playoffs.
How important now? I think the Red Sox are a game and a half back of the Yankees for this top wild card spot this morning. How important is home field for the Red Sox in a potential series with the Yankees? And I can't believe I'm saying this, but it looks like the division is in play. They're only 5 games behind Tampa. Is that actually a possibility?
I thought it was a possibility after their 15-game streak based on the standings, and then the Rays got hot again. And then they got unhot, and now it's a possibility again. 5 games in, we're a little under 5 weeks at this point. That's for sure in play, especially when the Red Sox are going to play them again in Tampa. So, yes, home field would be, I would say it's preferred, not critical. You'd rather play the Yankees at Fenway than at Yankee Stadium, all things being equal. So, yes, for sure. The Red Sox saw in June that Cam Schlittler pitched really poorly at Fenway, unlike April when he pitched great at Fenway. So, yeah, you'd rather be home for that series than away.
Ultimately, go ahead, Fred.
No.
Oh, I wanted to ask about Jarren Duran. We've, as you might imagine, spoken about him more than once on this show over the last few weeks. Obviously, the Grand Slam last night, good for him. Yep. Big hit. But I watched a ball hit right to him, skip by him. I watched him run up to the left field wall and misplay things. Can the Red Sox really afford to have him play left field in a playoff series?
Oh, that is a good question, because otherwise it would be Roman Anthony, who likewise had his defense picked apart on those throws early in the season. So it's a good question. I think Chad Tracy has been consistent in saying that you have to play the people who are going to give you the best chance. And when he has a full complement of guys, it wouldn't surprise me if Jarren Duran ends up on the bench, especially against lefties. They've been doing that already, playing Jahmai Jones, playing Eli White, who I really enjoy watching in his small time with the Red Sox. So I'd say Jarren Duran's job is certainly up in the air when it comes to the biggest games of the year.
Eli White, fast. Doesn't look like a fast guy.
Not fast enough last night.
No, but he's lightning quick. I know he was not fast enough last night, but he's lightning quick, my friend.
Yeah, and good in the outfield, too, he's been.
Yeah. How much of this is Tracy? I know it's difficult to say, but it is always interesting to me what a manager means for a team, because so much of it is out of your control. And, you have managers like Torre who their main job was just juggling egos, and then But Tracy seems to have had to actually manage in game and figure out ways to win. How impressed are you with Tracy this year?
I've been pretty impressed. It feels like most of the buttons he pushes are the right buttons. There's been some platooning situations that seems to always work out. There's been a bunch of nights where he's working the bullpen and it all works out, not just with his high leverage guys, but look at Greg Weisser in the 8th inning yesterday. Wyatt Olds, who, just 4 seasons in AAA, Wyatt Olds comes up. 5 ERA in AAA, gets a win last week. Should have had a save last night, if not for that wild pitch that scored a run. So it's all of which is to say, I am impressed with Chad Tracy. I'm a big "you are who your record says you are" guy, as a wise man once said. And the Red Sox, incredibly, under Chad Tracy, are, I want to say, 21 games over 500 now, which is really something.
I never ask about something that happened in particular regular season game, but I want to know if you got any explanation of this. Was there any explanation of what happened on the pitch in the 10th inning that went off the umpire's face mask? Why that was not caught? Like that was very odd. You don't see that every day. Just a ball that's not fouled off just go over the catcher's mitt and hit the ump in the face. Was there any explanation to that?
No explanation that I saw. Sometimes you hear about guys getting crossed up, but that's not supposed to be the case anymore with pitch calm.
So
that was a weird one. I'm not sure.
Okay.
All right. I wanted to talk about the Red Sox pitching. The first two are very straightforward, but I'm watching Bennett and Tolle here to see if they can hold up for the rest of the season. Bennett started poorly, came on strong his last start last weekend. Tolle was lights out for 4 innings and all of a sudden couldn't find the plate. And then there's that looming possibility of Garrett Crochet. How do you think those 3 guys shake out here over the last 5 weeks?
Tolle and Bennett in very different ways have been very impressive, and I am right there with you as far as watching their innings totals and how they respond to that and how they hold up down the stretch. Bennett has had some red flags, performance-wise, box score-wise. His most recent outing wound up being very impressive, but could have been an absolute mess if not for a couple of very good plays by the outfielders in the first inning. So that is an evolving situation. Tolle has been more consistently dominant. Yesterday, seemed to lose it, seemed to run up, hit a wall in the 5th and 6th innings. So we likewise, we'll see what happens there. It's just based on performance, it feels easier to buy into Tolle for this next month and then the playoffs. But we'll see how things are a month from now. A lot can change. And then with Garrett Crochet, he says he's trying to come back as a reliever, which is his only option. He does not have time to build back up to be a starter. And it's worth a shot. But I'm not sure what's going to happen. He's still only throwing from 90 feet. That leaves him time, yes, to be physically prepared to throw 1 or 2 innings in the playoffs. Will he have time to pitch in the regular season first? Would they be comfortable throwing him out there in the biggest games of the year and while he hasn't pitched for 5 months? These are all very real questions that the Red Sox do not have answers to yet.
All right. Well, Tim Healy, what a gift. This looked like this. I mean, what would even be the point of talking to anyone covering the Red Sox at this point? Who would have thought? But here we are, and it's been a very exciting team to watch. You're the best. Everyone read Tim Healy. You got to read him every day in the Globe. Tim, we appreciate it very much, sir, as always.
Thank you very much.
All right. We will be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines. Toucher and Hardy. And if you like baseball, you're obviously concerned that there's not going to be a season next year. And again, this is so funny to me because writers. So the writers all pretty much every national writer is like, there doesn't need to be a salary cap in baseball. And I think it's because they have to deal with the players. At least that's my cynical opinion of it, because I don't know. I would think if you're a player, again, you would want a floor for salaries because to raise the floor for salaries because, again, just pull up any team's salary structure and you'll see guys making, $30 million a year, and you'll see guys making $750,000. And there's a lot of guys there's very few guys at the top, and there's a lot of guys in the middle and the bottom. So the Dodgers have been held up as just do what the Dodgers do. Just do what the Dodgers do. The Dodgers, anyone could do what the Dodgers do. These guys are all billionaires. Well, now it turns out that the Dodgers are in a little bit of trouble, because you'll recall that the Ohtani contract and the other contracts that they have are paid out through years and years and years and years. They're all deferred. So I finally saw how the owner, Walter, of the Dodgers, why he is in the trouble that he's at and why he's being investigated. Now, I can't pretend to tell you how, but he owns investment firms that own insurance companies that get. So when you buy an insurance plan, obviously you're giving them money that they don't think they're going to pay out to you unless you die before the age of the payout. So in that time, they're in a race to beat inflation, right? So they receive hundreds of millions of dollars. They're looking to outpace inflation, and then they do that by investing that money. So this guy is taking his money from the insurance companies, taking it into his investment firms, and investing it into the teams that he owns. And that's not legal. Like the amount you're allowed to do, there's based on risk. You're allowed to give percentages of money based on investments risk. So bonds are very unrisky.
When I read it, Fred, the way I thought about it was a casino that has to have, at least according to Ocean's 11, has to have at least a certain amount of money in the cage should everybody want to go catch their chips.
Unless it's a fight night, then it's different.
Then it's more.
Yeah.
But I think it's the same principle. You can't just take that money and then have it inaccessible, or especially in a place where it could be gone.
That's part of it. And also, insurers and affiliated investments can create conflicts because the same person effectively controls both sides of the transaction.
Yes.
That would allow a company owner to set favorable loan terms to their affiliated businesses. And if the company was in default, which is the problem with the deferred contracts, the same owner could decide whether to aggressively fight for repayment. So it's a circle, basically, like what's going on here. And it's going to be a problem, and it's why he had to dump the Lakers, and it's why he's got to dump his stake in the soccer team, and it's why he's Chelsea, and it's why he's going to have to dump the women's hockey league that he put his name on the trophy, and it's why he's ultimately going to have to dump the Dodgers. And I would take it the majority of the people out there listening to us are as ignorant of all this stuff as we are. None of us were finance majors. This is well above my pay grade, but I saw a breakdown of it that was simple enough for me to go kind of get it and kind of go, there's no way he's getting out of this, because that's why he's frantically got to get all this capital up.
The general consensus among all the people who cover this for a living is he's going down. Well, he's going to go down. It doesn't matter how much he sells.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to own these teams because they've already admitted to the government that by like something like $4 billion under, like didn't tell them the tax rate, didn't tell them the amount that was invested in these risky investments. So the tax rate on those is way higher, and they have to declare stuff, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't really matter, and I won't describe it right, but it's pretty cut and dry. So now that the hero of the league And the way that you should be doing business, which is and I love Passan, and the book Passan wrote is great. So this is not insulting to these guys, and I like a lot of the Celtics writers, and I mean all the Celtics writers, and I like a lot of the NBA guys that got the whole Jaylen Brown thing wrong. But it's happening all the time now. So, and what were they going to know? They shouldn't have known about this guy's finances, but the owner should have. And so the team that was the bellwether of this is how you should be doing business was doing business more illegally, or at least got caught, than any other team owner. Mm-hmm. So now what are you going to do? Why did the owners allow him to defer these salaries? And how did they not check in? Was it like Guggenheim Investment? How did they not check into his investment portfolio and the insurance companies that he owns?
When you own a franchise, when you try and purchase a franchise, you have to be thoroughly vetted by the league and other owners. And somehow, 1 year ago, all of them missed this.
Well, because it's greed, probably, because it was going for so much.
Yeah, and it's just, that rising tide will raise all of their boats, and they're going to, all of their teams'
the
valuations are going to go up.
Yeah, the valuations of your team are going to go way up.
And probably because you don't amass billions of dollars without cutting a few corners.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And they did, yeah.
Oh,
why did they miss it? Because they don't want to look that hard. Because they don't want anyone looking at that hard at them.
But earlier when he bought the Dodgers, same thing. They still missed all of this.
And you'll hear people go, well, he flipped the Lakers in a year for $2 billion, or whatever he made on it, $2 billion.
Yeah, $2 billion.
Well, that's not what he wanted to do. That's not the idea for the investment. He wanted to hold it for again, these insurance premiums the insurance doesn't have to be paid out sometimes over 60 years. He didn't want to flip that investment in a year. He wanted to hold on to that. Like, he's got to do this because he needs to make up the cash required to get straight with the government.
By the way, the $2 billion he just cleared, drop in the bucket for his debt. He's still way in the hole.
Yeah, and it's not just debt, but it's also money he's going to have to owe the government because of misrepresentation of his finances. And so now the Dodgers are going to have to sell. And now all those contracts come into question. I don't know how... And it's always projected as like the players lose if there's a cap. And it's always projected as that, they lose if there's just a straight cap. But the NBA, does anyone think the NBA players are getting screwed? No, the NBA players have it the best. If you look at it, the NBA players have it better than Major League Baseball players have it. I know Major League Baseball contracts are guaranteed, but so are basketball contracts. Right?
Yes.
NBA contracts are guaranteed. Football players get screwed.
Yep.
But NBA they get a percentage of the revenue of the league. Like, that's all set up. These guys are making it tremendous amounts of money. There's no one on the rosters that's not making any money. No one.
It depends on what type of cap Major League Baseball decides on. I mean, there are soft caps and you can go above and beyond. It's total money spent in the NBA.
Like, they're not going to agree to a hard cap, and I don't think that the league's going to want that. But the thing is that they all act like it's against the player's best interest to have a cap, and that's just not true. And if I was in that union, and the union is to represent the players as a whole, not to represent the top 1% of the players, top 5% of the players. If I'm in that union, I want to. Now, I don't want a hard cap, and I don't want a cap that doesn't have a floor. But I want to. But if you give me a cap with some ways that, like, bird rights and things like that the teams that keep you, which they should have for the fans anyway, you should be able to have players stay on your team for. There should be incentive for players to stay with their current
bird rights and total money spent like the NBA with aprons.
Yes.
You can certainly do that in Major League Baseball, and that would keep the Dodgers from having to sell off 8 of their players as well.
I agree with you, Fred. I think it's going to come down to how powerful is the lobby for the handful of players, the small minority of players who will not benefit, from a cap and a floor. And will they be able to have a bigger voice than everyone else who obviously would benefit from this?
I don't, in my own ignorance, I don't understand how that happens in a union. Because isn't union like the great democracy? Like, you vote.
Supposed to be.
And so if there's a vote, I mean, the vast majority of the players, it's in their best. Because, again, there's like a Schittler that, is not making any money. And what are you pointing at him for?
Didn't you just use the S word on air?
No, he said the name correctly.
Okay,
I don't want to
I'm
say
sorry.
it because it would be the.
That's why I was pointing,
Ultimate.
Fred. That's all.
How do you pronounce Cam's name?
It's Schlittler.
Schlittler. Oh, okay. If you have to dump that, that's insane. I forgot an L. Schlittler.
Yes. Continue. Sorry, didn't mean to ruin the vibe. Go ahead.
Now you just said it.
No, I didn't.
You absolutely did.
Yeah. Well, because of John.
It's my fault. I wrecked everything.
Schlittler.
Yes.
Oh, please. What's the name of the show starring Eugene Levy and his son?
I'm not going to say it because you're trying to trap me.
The name of the show is Schitt's Creek.
Yes, it is.
You can say that.
Right, because it's
spelled
SCH.
differently. Yes.
So Schlittler, or the way that I said it, is not the word. All right, now
I
I'm
wrecked
all off.
everything. Sorry, Fred.
Beaton is sweating for the first time in his life.
If I get fired for mispronouncing Cam Schlittler's name,
Meanwhile, Nick has just got that constant bead on his forehead. Has just a little bit more though.
Yeah, no,
he's on the phone now. Look out.
Nick is
oh boy,
perpetually
You've done it now.
Nick is perpetually moist, but Beaton I don't think ever sweats. Not even when he ran cross
Well,
country.
he doesn't have any body fat to sweat.
No, he doesn't. His body doesn't need to cool down. No, he's always running cool. All right. We'll be back. Our friend Andrew Callahan will be joining us in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy.
Race starts tonight as the Sox go for a 3-game sweep. Roman Anthony, meanwhile, went 2 for 4 with a homer and 3 RBIs for AAA Worcester last night. He told the media before the game he thinks Friday is in play for his return to the big club. Patriots practiced yesterday, their final workout of training camp, but the biggest story was off the field. Christian Gonzalez remains without a new contract extension and isn't happy with that.
I mean, it's frustrating, but I mean, it's, I'm focused on the season. I'm focused on here now and doing what I got to do, and I'm out here to compete and get better.
Patriots Executive Vice President of Player Personnel Elliott Wolf confirmed earlier in the day the team has offered to make Gonzalez the highest paid player at his position in the league. On the field, the team was without Travion Henderson and starting safety Craig Woodson, among others, at practice. Their final exhibition game is tomorrow night in Cleveland. And both the Big Ten and SEC yesterday passed rules that athletes who turn pro will be unable to return to play for any school in those conferences in either basketball or football. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Concord Group Insurance. Your business deserves insurance that works as hard as you do. Ask your independent agent about Concord Group Insurance. Local business, local agents, local support. That's Concord Group Insurance. Talk to your independent agent today. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
The Sports Hub. 3 legendary franchises on one legendary radio station. It's the Sports Hub.
Oh boy, I guess it's time for more Toucher and Hardy on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Yeah, nothing new to report on Christian. Want him here. He's an elite player. Been on record saying that before, and we're continuing to work with his representation to find a resolution that works for everyone.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy, our good friend Andrew Callahan, whose career we've championed. Were we the first radio show that started having you on in studio and things of that often?
With regularity, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've been to EEI in person once.
You're really good on the radio, which I told you immediately. Well, I mean, you fill in now.
I love it. This is the
You've
most fun I
developed
have.
a radio. I mean, you've developed a broadcasting career. You're not just not like you. I mean, you might want to be a writer your whole life. It's a great profession. But I'm saying.
Do you identify as a broadcaster?
It's a complicated question.
I know.
How do I identify?
You know what?
You're multi-hyphenated.
You don't have to answer. Prefer not to answer.
Oh, the third bubble?
Yes.
Just
Prefer not to answer.
You go LinkedIn. You feel free to put broadcaster. You put that right on your LinkedIn. Okay, so Andrew Callahan is here. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. But there is something that John just told me that's being reported that is worth, especially with a guy who covers football for a living. It's not about the Patriots, but it is interesting. It's about a very big-name coach. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Jason La Canfora, who used to be an NFL insider for CBS and a lot of other outlets, is now doing sports radio in Baltimore, but he still posts online, still has his connections, you would think. And he posted this today. Numerous well-placed league sources close to NFL ownership groups, including teams whose current coaches are under fire, state that preliminary groundwork for a potential pursuit of NBC's Mike Tomlin is already underway in East Rutherford.
Okay, so a groundwork is in place. So does that imply that they've been talking to Tomlin?
Woody is starting to ask a lot of questions. He's doing his homework on Tomlin, said one executive who knows Jets owner Woody Johnson well. This one has legs. I'm telling you, Mike's in New York at Rockefeller Center for NBC. Woody's back in charge of the facility, and he knows how steep the competition will be. You're going to hear a lot about the Jets.
That makes a lot of sense because, after all, like, who does business in New York City? I mean, like the proximity alone. I mean, he's in his own backyard. I mean, if Tomlin's going to be doing 17 weeks, 17 days this year in New York City, and the Jets are in New Jersey, which is just right across the water, I mean, Lord knows. What the hell story is that? So if Glenn tanks this season, they might be interested in Tomlin? Whoa. Whoa.
What are you talking about? I don't know. Why? It's insane. So the idea is that they're just completely. So they've acquired all this draft capital. They've done all this. And so it's just
they're assuming they're going to be terrible.
Well,
that's
yeah,
what this is.
That's a safe assumption.
Yeah.
But it's so unfair. So what if Glenn wins 6 games? If he goes 6-11, you're going to fire Glenn, and you're going to bring in another coach just automatically. What if they go 6-11 and it? What if he goes 7-10? If he goes 7-10, you're going to fire Glenn with Geno Smith as his quarterback. What if they look good? What if they go on a run at the end of the year? What if they beat the Patriots one week? Like you're gonna fire Glenn? That's ridiculous. Is that even a story, Andrew? Does that sound like even a story?
No, but yes, because we jumped on it immediately. Yeah. And I think it's the
No, it's interesting, but the way it's phrased, does it sound like that?
No. And I'll put it like this. So there are ways, especially now where you've got so many different reporters, you've got information instantly where, for example, the Herald, Doug and I and our editor will consider a report like that comes out based on this person's history as a reporter. Do we want to aggregate this? Do we want to share it? Do we want to post it ourselves and give them credit? In this instance, I would say no. And it's not just because it's a Jet story. It's because of the reporter's history and honestly, how solid is it? Like, I've come to only run with things that even people on the beat that I work alongside, which is, I think, the best beat in the NFL. You got to say it with your chest. It can't be Mike or someone around the league said this, that they think that. Like, it's all wishy-washy. Tomlin, though, I'll tell you, I think they would.
Oh, sure.
At 7-10, that was actually the record that came to my mind of like, okay, what would be the backlash for this? The Patriots just did this, though, with Gerard Mayo. Because we all know that along the way to 4-13, which is where we expected them to be, it was embarrassing. It was dysfunctional. They made the right move going to Mike Vrabel. It wouldn't take very long to go from how could you only give Aaron Glenn 2 years and the second year was better to hire Mike Tomlin. You go, Mike Tomlin's been to 2 Super Bowls and won one. That's the case. A couple of more months, a couple more press conferences. Every Jets fan, even though he played there, is going to forget about Aaron Glenn.
I get that. I'm talking about more of the timing of it. Like it's
insane. It's
right.
Dysfunctional. Yeah.
No. My point was like the incentivization of Glenn going 7-10. Like there's the chances of the Jets having a winning record are very slim. I mean, it could happen. I mean, look what the Patriots did. But I mean, it could happen. They could have a winning record, but it's like you're telling the guy, okay, no matter what you do, unless I guess you make the playoffs with a roster that no one believes is capable of that, you're getting fired, and we're letting that be known before the season even starts, before even the last preseason game. And then my point is with Glenn is like, well, I mean, what if I go 7-10? We've improved. What if the team looks good? We have all these picks. We don't have our quarterback yet, and you're going to flip me. And there's also that, and I know the Patriots did that, but the Patriots also had Belichick before that for 20 years. There is like the idea of that we just keep flipping through coaches. And I think Mike Tomlin's a really good coach, but I mean, I don't think that. I mean, he's not the guy. He's not the guy. Like he's not Vrabel.
He's not.
I don't think he's Vrabel.
Well, how about
right
this?
now.
I brought up the Mayo comparison. There's an even better one that just came to mind. Remember before DeMeco Ryans got hired in Houston, and they were churning through coaches, even when Caserio got there. And there was a guy who was, well-regarded, players coach. He was like a receivers coach, assistant head coach, whatever, got promoted. Canned after 1 year. Lovie Smith went in. And going into the last game, this was before the Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud draft. If the Texans lost, they would have had the number 1 pick. Mm-hmm. They won the game, much like Gerard Mayo did. Lovie Smith knew he was gone because of how that season had gone. So there's no incentive for him to go with the organizational plan as the Jets should have this season with Arch Manning coming out, Dante Moore out at Oregon, all these quarterbacks coming in to lose. He should win. And he should win not just because winning's good. Winning is an FU to the owner who's planning on canning you anyway, regardless of how this game goes.
Well, I think that they got, and we'll get off the Jets in 1 second, but I think that I think part of the reason that they got the 3 first-round picks is that they don't have to lose.
Like, you might not get Arch Manning, but you could get Dante Moore, and I know he stayed out of the last draft, but you could get who knows if Arch Manning even played for the Jets, but you could get Dante Moore, or you could get the kid from Carr, the kid from Notre Dame. I mean, you can get a quarterback. I mean, you can move up in the draft. You could move up to the second pick in the draft. You know, one of these teams is going to have drafted a quarterback in the first round in the last couple of years that will be willing to give up a pick. I don't think you necessarily have to be the worst team in football. They blew the Mendoza thing by making a field goal against Atlanta last year, but we'll see how Mendoza is.
Well, I'm just curious how you would experience this. Like, let's say this is true as a fan of the Jets, because, yeah, it feels like you're throwing the season away, but expectations are low. You're going to get a new quarterback come April. Are you now intrigued by Aaron Glenn possibly giving the finger to ownership up high above because apparently he's on his way out anyway? Because I totally believe this is something Woody Johnson would do.
Yeah, I know. And everyone that covers the team has told me privately that he's horrible. But I don't, which is very sad.
Yeah.
But where I am, and I think Patriots fans can relate to this, is like where I am is that I want me and my son to be able to watch games in November and like have something to watch. The days of me wanting them to tank seasons and get the number one pick in the draft. I mean, how many quarterbacks have they taken? How many drafts have they won?
It's easier to convince yourself at this point that if there's going to be this, overall drama kind of, serving as an umbrella over the season, like, oh, that's going to be interesting to watch. Yeah, right now. But when you get into it week to week and you just want to see a game be won and have some look ahead to the future, not what's going to happen, come springtime if Tomlin is available. No. So, yeah, in the abstract, it's interesting. But week to week, it's no fun.
And also, Tomlin doesn't, move the needle over. I think Tomlin's a really good coach, but that doesn't move the needle to me. And also, they have out of all 4 major sports leagues, they have the longest playoff drought. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I'd like them to be, in it in November. That was what I was saying about the Patriots last year is if you can be in it in November, early December, not in the playoffs, but on that graphic in the hunt, even if it's a, a puncher's chance that you're going to that you're at least beat Tennessee in week 1. That's all I really want. Just don't have the season be over 4 weeks in. It's my last year. My son's at home. It's still the one thing that we scheduled to do together.
Can David Bailey be healthy all season?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Can Breece Hall actually be healthy all season? Just so I have something to watch.
I mean, all these drafts that they've won and all these incredible new maneuvers they've made for the future. It happens every year, and then they'll nail drafts, and then they just end up trading those guys for picks. And what a coup that was! I mean, the Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson draft. Whoa. Look at you. And then they move Sauce Gardner for 2 picks. And when are those going to pay off? I mean, you can stack a team with guys, and if your coach sucks and your quarterback sucks, I got news for you. And your quarterback's going to suck if your coach sucks. So, whatever. I just think it's a weird report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it's something. I don't know. How
is Lock-In Fora widely regarded as someone who is followed or not followed or has solid information? Or
look, I say this as someone who has not been in the business as long as he has and has not covered the league nationally, but he's had enough reports where it does not play out the way that he described, that he is not among the more credible. Okay, Mike Reese posts something, boom, we are going to run with that. Just immaculate reputation there. Lock-In Fora to me is a step below. And that might be why he's doing radio. I've never listened to him on the radio. He could be great down there.
He's also doing Baltimore radio, so that shows you that it's.
What does that mean?
It's not a very large market.
Smaller.
I mean, if he was doing New York radio, I'd be like, oh, okay. He took a gig, but he's not. There's no way he's making any money.
A lot of O's bullpen talk down there. Doesn't get you going.
Just the size of the city is not enough. I mean, I'm thinking of jobs that could open up. there's so many jobs that could open up that would be more appealing than the Jets job. Whatever. Okay.
Well, that's the Woody Johnson wants to get ahead of everybody and let Tomlin know this. We really want you now, and remember that when it comes time.
Great, unless you're going to sign something and a much better job opens up with a better team with better prospects, where you can go in and win in the next 2 years. Then it doesn't matter. Oh, I know you wanted me back in August of 26, but now it's spring of 27, and there's 3 other teams I'd rather coach.
And that's the thing is that you're like acquiescing the season before it even started for a coach. And like, what if Washington fires their coach? Like, that's a possibility. Like, what if they don't make the playoffs again? And I can have Jaden Daniels and I can have that team. I mean, I'm taking that job. Or I want to work for a garbage organization that's been talking to me before the season even started. I mean, that's kind of a red flag if I'm a coach too. You're talking to me before the season even started, before the last preseason game, before your roster's set. You're already punting on your coach. That doesn't speak highly. I mean, I just got out of an organization that never fires coaches, like literally never fires coaches. And now I'm going to walk into this mess where you're already screwing with me before the season even starts. You've already given up. You've put this payroll together and it's all over before it even started. I mean, come on. There's not a chance in hell that you could have enough success to keep your coach. Not asking to win the Super Bowl. You're saying there's not a chance that you could be successful enough to want to keep your coach, that your coach could prove himself.
That's not the environment you want to go into.
Hell no. All right, very good. I'm sorry it took that long, but John knocked me. That's 2 breaks in a row. He got me on for saying Schlittler wrong. I said Schittler instead of Schlittler.
Oh, Jesus, Fred.
I mispronounced it, but yeah.
Dump it.
And it's very. I'm outrageous. And then,
oh boy,
can't do that.
Oh boy,
Callahan's here.
Our phone is ringing again.
Yeah, right. It's going to blow up.
We're essentially set to get like an oral sneak preview of the write-up that he's going to do for the Browns-Patriots game. Which we're going to do.
You're right.
We want to preview that for an hour, and instead Wallach dumps this Jets news on Fred right before we bring Andrew on.
Andrew, I can only apologize.
I had laid the groundwork for that segment, and I guess we just have to
we'll do it next.
What are the key matchups?
What do you keep
Thursday night?
Your peepers peeled for?
Mike Tomlin.
We gave him a assignment outside of 2 stats and a lie, and we can do it. I don't really want to get into the Gonzalez contract thing again. It's. I mean, we talk about it every day.
Yeah,
and it's. I really don't want to. So we gave Ryan an assignment to give Andrew, so Andrew can take us through it. He can lead us through the next break. It will be Patriots heavy. Trust me. I mean it. We'll be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, those scamps. They'll be right back.
Boston Herald is here. He obviously covers the Patriots. They have a game against Cleveland coming up on Thursday night. But I don't think Deshaun Watson plays in that. Was that what we're hearing? Deshaun Watson?
I don't think so. From what I'm reading, probably not.
All right. So you have been at camp the entire time as camp comes to a close. Andrew, who are the players that you have seen that have impressed the most, if you could?
Sure. I mean, you start with the obvious. A.J. Brown, slow start to camp. And then Simpson has been on fire, by far and away the most catches, the most targets from Drake May, Romeo Doubs right behind him. So the guys you don't want to hear in the other list of like, okay, who's disappointed, they're not there. They've looked really good. Defensively, it's a little bit more of a mixed bag, but I start to like things from a guy who now suddenly is important and playing in the preseason, like Kindle Vildor. It was a journeyman, kind of been on 6 teams or however many years, and he's got a near pick in the preseason game, had 2 near picks yesterday. So as everyone goes, where's Gonzalez? And then who's going to back him up? Because Carlton Davis will get hurt. Kindle Vildor's impressed me. I also look at the receivers and go, you want to see it from Kyle Williams. It just hasn't been there. But Efton Chisholm's been consistent. And Pop Douglas earlier in camp, like he always is, unnamed member of the Patriots beat called him Mr. August because he's just killing it in like these 7-on-7s in open space. They've been there. So there's no one like throughout camp, even A.J. Brown, that maybe Drake May's answer is dominated, but of course he would. Those guys in spurts, though, and especially at the end, I take note of. Like, Vildor should make the team. I don't know if I would have said that 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay. Is there anyone that you expected more out of?
Caleb Lomu, I just don't think he looks ready for regular season action. And you can see the traits. He's playing a new position at right tackle, and they're toggling him between both because they wanted to be their swing tackle. You take a guy in the first round, he should be able to play as a rookie. I just don't see it right now. And he's a younger player who I think for good reason was a 6th or 7th tackle off the board. But I'm glad they haven't put him at guard as dire as that need has been because I just think he needs a lot more reps. And some of them, even like the one-on-ones which we chart and we bring news and I write these big, long recaps, okay, it's one day, it's one drill. But it starts to add up with some of these losses being like, whoa. You know, like if you put me in a pickup game down the street, I'm going to get crossed over pretty badly, and they're going to be like, don't pass the glasses over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I see with Lomo. It's just like, man, that was rough.
So he looks like legitimately bad.
I'm not going to say legitimately bad, but his losses are loud in those drills. And sometimes even in, he gives up a sack, not picking up a stunt at the end of the first half against the Eagles. Okay, they got a good defensive front, but it wasn't good.
Okay, so he's a big kid. Is it mental? Is it technique? I
think it's technique. I think it's just experience. And again, playing a new position. So some guys equate it to wiping with the other hand, going from left to right tackle. Others are like
wiping what?
The table. Cleaning up after yourself.
Well, you wax on and wax off.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. Well, is it bad enough that they're going to have to go get another tackle? Because Marcus Bryant, the other guy you have for that job, is hurt.
Well, now how do you get another tackle, too? Like, they don't just fall out of the sky.
Right.
You wait until Sunday. There's tons of good offensive linemen. Right. Teams are more than happy to
2 years ago, before Vrabel showed up, that's exactly what they did, and that worked out really well for them.
Wait for all these teams to give up their depth pieces on the O-line.
They picked like 4 guys off the waiver wire that year.
I hate going back to this season because it's like kicking a guy while he's down and fired, but every once in a while remember the quote that Gerard Mayo gave about, it's a real advantage to be third in the waiver order. We're going to claim some really good players that nobody else wants. Oh, and 2 other teams will have a shot at first, and they won't want them, but we'll get them, and you watch.
Right.
And they'll be good. I'm like, oh. Like, either you believe this, and that's worse than trying to sell it.
Yes.
But no one's buying this as it is.
Okay, so how much of this you've seen this from Lomu and at practices as well as in the preseason games?
Yes.
Okay, so how much of it is going to translate into regular season issues for Drake May versus the backup quarterbacks that we've seen in there? Because obviously everyone would like to see Drake May not have to scramble as much and get out there and be as mobile as he was last season. But are there some of these things that you see where you could convince yourself, it's an issue for Barron or it's an issue for what's his name? Stellato. DeVito, thank you.
Stellato's guy.
I remember his agent's name before I remember the quarterback.
And that's what you want out of an agent.
He's very, very happy about that listening.
Yeah. And as a player.
Yeah.
It's a problem, obviously. Is it as big a problem for Drake May as it is for those other guys?
Because Caleb Lomu won't play if Will Campbell and Morgan Moses stay healthy. I know Campbell missed time, obviously, last year. Morgan Moses, until last season, had missed games for 2 seasons in a row, and he's 35 now. But even if one of them does get hurt, Marcus Bryant, who I wish I had an update on, I don't. I think he outperformed Caleb Lomu this summer by a little bit. And you don't love to hear that, a 7th-round pick from a year ago versus your first-rounder this year. But Bryant has been vocal about things I heard last year where it's like he was an immature kid. He didn't get it. He's there because he's tall and he's strong and he's got really long arms. He's matured. He's got it together. And he's played a decent left tackle this summer until he got hurt. So Lomo might not even be the next tackle up if those starters go down.
No, that's not what you want out of a first-round pick. Yes, John.
You are on record as saying they needed help at edge when training camp started. Now you have Gabe Akis, who has been more down than up. I understand he got to camp late, and it's not fair to evaluate him, but the regular season is coming real quick, and because Harold Landry is missing and presumed not coming back, they're going to rely on this kid from week 1. So how do you factor that in? Apparently he's willing to learn and all that stuff, but he doesn't look ready.
So I'll do a 53-man roster projection Friday on my podcast, and I think I might just have 3 edge defenders on there total. Mind you, 2 of them are supposed to start. So you're going to have 1 backup at a position where there are 2 spots. That's how bad the depth is. Akis is one of them, to be clear. Elijah Ponder and then Draymond Jones. But shout out to Kevin Stone from New England Football Journal yesterday reported optimism around Harold Landry is kind of dwindling. It sounds like his recovery is not gone certainly not as hoped, but not even as planned. And that's a guy you were kind of counting on, despite a serious knee injury he played through all of last season, and credit to him for that, to at least hold up on the edge. And I say early against the run because it's clear based on their lack of edge depth, they're going to have to get exotic on 3rd down and blitz and have all these different designs and pressures and sim pressures. You can't get there unless you stop the run on early downs. I don't know how much I trust down Elijah Ponder, Draymond Jones, and not Gabe Akis to do that. Akis was better 2 days ago in practice, had 3 pressures, but he's also working against the Patriots' backup offensive line. So as far as Akis goes, he's their top backup at a position that has no other options. And I look at him as okay, October is the start of his season because he's just going to need more time and more reps to kind of get ready for the player that they thought they were getting because of how much time he missed in the spring and the start of the summer.
Okay, so everyone goes over the schedule from last year. It's been done. And, the injury luck last yeyear they were very lucky with injuries.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy because every time you say Morgan Moses and you think, oh, wow, he never got hurt last year.
That's more important than the schedule. I think people miss that.
Right. And so you had the injury luck and you had the schedule, but they have improved. You would think that they have added. Does that mitigate those other factors, the improvements that they've made?
So I think to a degree, but we all know when they made the Super Bowl last year, even before the game was played, this is not the typical caliber of a team that makes it this far. If they had won it, nobody cares, right? But they didn't, and we saw the gap between them and the Seahawks. I say that because I think they'll be a better team this year. I'm very confident in that. But the record will not reflect that. So you could have an 11-6 finish this year, which is right now where I'm at with this team. They're better, but because of those factors you mentioned, you're just going to have worse luck with injuries because it's the NFL. And I think, honestly, they already have to this point in the summer. The schedule is a little bit harder. And sometimes you just have breaks that you didn't get last year facing other quarterbacks that you missed in certain, even forced fumbles that they've recovered. They recovered the 2nd highest percentage of fumbles that they forced in the entire league.
Yeah, and the Lions were last in that. It's interesting.
And there's no way to prepare for that.
Yeah, I know.
The ball's just out.
Yeah. And so, but does that mean, look, I know they went to the Super Bowl last year, but the playoffs were weird. And so the playoffs, say that it's tougher in the playoffs. Are they better equipped for the playoffs this year, even maybe than last year? Okay.
And the tough part is, what I just talked about, the pass rush is a big deal because you need to get home with 4. And frankly, they blitzed a lot and it worked, but you need Gonzalez back there. I think he's going to play because he has to play. But I don't feel as good about the trenches defensively. I feel better offensively. The thing that you can now go to that they didn't have, because Steph Diggs was just invisible, is a receiver that 3rd down, 2-minute, red zone, you can throw the ball up and A.J. Brown is going to go get it. And that'll help them run the ball, which is also an area where they struggled last year.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you go through the playoffs last year, and the Patriots deserved to make the Super Bowl, but, I mean, it was insane. And
They did.
Yeah, you had a Chargers team that was missing their whole offensive line, and it was quarterback freaked out. Then you saw what
Stroud imploded in one half.
You did nothing offensively, and you just had a quarterback on the other side that imploded. And now you're partially responsible for that, but not a better quarterback keeps a little bit of the composure, and then in the AFC Championship game, you can't do anything offensively.
Well, you had a blizzard in the second half, too.
Right,
yeah.
and you got lucky to have the blizzard in the second half, and there was Stidham was the quarterback for the other team. So, I mean, it was a very unique run. But my point is actually a positive to the Patriots is that if given the talent that they have, even if their record's worse, when they go into the playoffs, are they better equipped to go up against these teams?
Yes.
Because I think we all agree if Denver's healthy, maybe even if Houston has the healthy receiver, things could have been different. Go ahead, Hardy.
No, I was just thinking more about the schedule and how that's going to play out. Defensively, the Patriots, I guess with Mike Vrabel coming in, you were kind of relying on that as being the calling card for the team, and it went back and forth. It was almost manic the way the season was going at times. What you could rely on and what was going to be the calling card. Are they going to have to switch away from that and think it almost seems like with the additions that they've made, with getting the receivers in for Drake, it's like as much as this should be a team that's relying on defense with your head coach. Just personnel-wise and the teams that they're going to be facing, are they going to have to just philosophically think differently about how they expect to go in there and win games and hold opponents to certain numbers of points?
Yeah, I think so, but not in a wholesale way. Like, for example, how many bad defense, or let's say this, the worst defense is the Belichick era. We're still competitive. Like the year they lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl, because those teams would mow up and down the field between the 20s. And then you get in the red zone. And that's when the Patriots would stiffen a little bit.
Yes.
The opposite was true.
Then don't break.
Right. Of this defense last year. And they've talked a lot about this, about we were not good in the red zone. I mean, it was a red carpet for offenses just to be like, we got to the 19 and you could just count on getting into the end zone. So I think part of that is a little bit luck. Part of it is something they've emphasized. But again, you talk about like the numbers say one thing and the team will be better this year. I think the defense might be a little bit worse this year, but they'll be better in that regard. So when you get to the playoffs, that's an area where okay, teams go up and down, but we can win in more shootouts now, and they should. Not to mention Drake should be appreciably better. But I'll add one more thing, because you mentioned Vrabel, and this is a great story told yesterday by Greg Van Roten, who's a new guard, who's going to be their backup on the interior. He was with the Giants last year. He said, we came in, we were fired up, everyone in their locker room was talking about the schedule. The Patriots are soft, we're going to go in. He said, in my 11-year career in the NFL, there are a few defenses that have moved differently, feel differently. He said that night, that defense was one of them. Mind you, he's played in 148 career games, 7,000 snaps, and that night was Christian Ellis knocking Jackson Dart into Walpole with that hit along the sideline on Monday night.
Even I remember that.
There, a lot of the stuff we hear at the podium, I think sometimes is cliche and stuff that you can't quite quantify in terms of the togetherness, the speed, the hard hitting. I believe in that, carrying them a little bit further in the playoffs, where their numbers might lag defensively because they'll face better quarterbacks and the pass rush flags, whatever. That I think is real. And when a guy like that says that, I take note, because that'll show up again late in the season.
Spillane.
One word.
2 words.
Love Spillane. Whoa.
No, there's 2 words. God Spillane.
Spillane.
3 words. Our Father Spillane. All right, look, 2 stats and 1 lie. We had the intern do it last time. Now it's time for Callahan. Is this a preseason one, or are we counting this one?
It's got to be a preseason one still.
It's preseason themed.
Week one. Week 1 is regular season.
Fair
right?
enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, we will be right back with that. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox won their fifth straight game last night, 7-3 over the Marlins in Miami. Jarren Duran, a tie-breaking grand slam in the top of the 11th inning. Sox are a game and a half behind the Yankees for the top wild card in the American League. Sonny Gray will pitch against the Marlins tonight. Roman Anthony, 2 for 4 with a homer and 3 RBIs at AAA. He told the media before the game he thinks Friday is in play for his return to the big club. The Christian Gonzalez contract negotiations took another step yesterday. Both sides spoke to the media. Elliott Wolf told the media he insists the team wants him for the
engaging with this. It would be fun.
Okay. We are Toucher and Hardy. Andrew Callahan is here. Of course, covers the Patriots for the Herald. We do a game. This will be a preseason match, not counting the final standings, which apparently I won last year.
Yeah, you don't care about keeping score unless you win, and then it's all you talk about.
I'm setting up the game, baby.
All right.
I'm letting people know that we've done this before. You won the first year, right?
Probably.
I don't even remember.
Did you? So
Wallach did not.
I
Wallach
tend to
was
win more than I lose, so yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So there goes your throw out the window. I'm the one who doesn't care about the scores. You care about the scores in the moment, but then when it's over, it seems like you've forgotten. But
if I lose, yes.
And I'm going to get to the real theme here in a second. But what happens is Andrew will have 3 statistics. 2 obviously are real, and 1 is a lie. It's a very difficult game for us, and there is a real theme to it.
All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Let's do this. It takes 2 steps from the other night. And one might see you can get it right.
All right, it is 2 stats and 1 lie. Let's go, Andrew. Take it away.
Preseason edition. Preseason theme. Number 1. Rookie quarterback Baron Morton has punted for more yards than he's thrown for in the preseason. Number 1. Baron Morton, the rookie quarterback, has punted for more yards than he's thrown for this preseason.
Okay.
Number 2. Long snapper Julian Ashby has more tackles than multiple defenders who have played for the Patriots this preseason.
No, multiple defenders combined, or just he's got more than that guy, he's got more than that guy individually?
Yeah, 2 or more players who are defensive players have fewer tackles than the long snapper this preseason.
All right.
So the long snapper Julian Ashby has more tackles than multiple defenders who have played for the Patriots this preseason.
Okay.
Number 3. John Darius Morgan is a real player on the Patriots roster and not someone I just made up. John Darius Morgan is a real player on the Patriots roster and not somebody I just made up.
Okay.
Okay. I'll go first because I was give you the benefit.
All right, go ahead, because no, I was all set. I'm like, third is going to be the lie. Third is going to be the lie. And now I've changed my mind.
All right. Well,
I've already changed my mind.
The kid punted a couple times in the game the other night, so that he has to have punted for more yards than he's thrown.
Well, don't forget he played extensively in games 2 and 3 of the preseason.
Yeah, but they don't throw for anything.
They've only played 2 games, John.
I'm sorry, the first 2 games. 2 and 3. The first 2 games.
Well,
I'm already out. Yeah.
No, it was
Baron Morton played a lot.
First 2 games, he's played a ton.
Yeah, but it was DeVito that threw the long touchdown pass, right?
Morton threw the long touchdown pass to win last week to Nick DeGennaro, correct?
Nick, it's not delivery. It's DeGennaro.
I believe that was a super sexy 69-yard touchdown pass.
That doesn't mean he hasn't kicked for more yards.
But he only punted twice, I think.
No, he punted more than that.
Anyway, I'm saying 1's true.
Okay.
I'm saying 3's the lie.
All right.
Just because Darius Rucker is the only Darius that I
Okay.
even will honor.
John Darius?
John Darius.
Okay. The tackle thing. The long snapper has more tackles than multiple defensive players.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to have the same number of tackles as multiple defensive players, which would not be more. It would be the same. So I think number 2 is the lie.
I think, I've watched some of these preseason games. I think Julian Ashby has been in on more than one tackle, and I think there have been multiple defensive players who have been running around out there without contributing.
Did you hear him peacocking? He actually remembered the name of the long snapper.
Two
he
is the truth.
sure he said it.
No. Julian Ashby, I wrote it down. I wouldn't have remembered.
I didn't bother writing the names down because they seemed sort of irrelevant.
Yeah, well, John Darius Morgan, who the hell knows? I'm going to say he is a player on the Patriots. I think it's close between Baron Morton punting yards and yardage thrown. I think it's going to be close, but I don't think he's punted for more yards. I think it's passing yards a little bit higher. I say 1 is the lie.
See, if 1's the lie, it's not cool unless the number's the same.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
See,
which would be pretty cool, and I'll take the L on that.
Okay.
If it's the same.
So we all chose different ones, right?
did.
I say 1, Hardy says 2, Fred says 3.
I didn't even read Callahan's face today because of preseason.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he should start wearing sunglasses and taking his headphones off and putting the earbuds in.
Yeah.
Being like a real cool poker player.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Fred, you said you'd take that L? You are. Wallach is correct. Number 1 was the lie.
All right.
All right, is it the same number?
No, it's not close, actually.
Oh, it isn't close. All right.
So Baron Morton has passed for 195 yards this preseason. He's punted 3 times for a total of 133.
Well, it's not like ridiculous.
That's not crazy, but it's
the
not close.
69-yard pass. If it was the regular season, I would have taken that information and used it as evidence that he's thrown for more. But it's just the preseason, and there is the real exit theme to this, if you know what it is.
Oh, I know what it is.
Andrew's got 2 stats. Andrew's got 2 stats. But he's got 1 lie. But he's got 1 lie. Andrew's got 2 stats. Andrew's got 2 stats. But he's got 1 lie. But he's got 1 lie.
Yeah.
Woo!
Come on,
Where'd it
girl.
go?
Come on, girl.
Yeah.
Right.
What was the tackle thing?
Julian Ashby, the long snapper, is 2 tackles. There are 2 guys who only have 1 and have played a lot of defense for the Patriots in the preseason, Marcellus Dial and Jeremiah Farms.
Okay.
We
Defensive
shouldn't
tackle.
worry about that, though, right?
John, I think twice, at least once, said the phrase super sexy 69, and he was talking about a pass.
Yeah.
He also could have been talking about John Darius Morgan, who wears the number 69 and plays offensive line.
Oh, yeah, he does.
All right. Well, that would be cool if he makes the team.
Uh-huh.
All right. Listen, Andrew Callahan, read him in the Boston Herald. He'll be with us every Wednesday for the 8 o'clock hour as the season rolls on. We will be back in just a moment to figure out what really rocks.
Come on, girl.
FM station celebrating 65 years of broadcasting. Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox are now only a game and a half behind the Yankees for the top wild card spot in the American League and 5 games behind Tampa Bay for first place in the division after their 5th win in a row last night, 7-3 in Miami over the Marlins in 11 innings. Jarren Duran's grand slam was the difference. Mickey Gasper, 2 homers as well in the win. Sox go for a 3-game sweep tonight with Sonny Gray making the start. Roman Anthony 2 for 4 with a homer and 3 RBIs for AAA Worcester. He told the media before that game he thinks Friday could be in play for his return to the big club. Patriots without Travion Henderson and starting safety Craig Woodson at practice yesterday. Their final preseason game will be in Cleveland tomorrow night. Christian Gonzalez present again. However, he said he is frustrated by the negotiations going on about his contract extension. Patriots executive Elliott Wolf confirmed earlier yesterday the team has offered to make Gonzalez the highest paid player at his position in the National Football League. And both the Big Ten and SEC yesterday passed rules that athletes who turn pro will be unable to return to play for any school in those conferences in either basketball or football. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the 99 Restaurants. Head to the Nines this Thursday to play trivia for a chance to win 99 gift cards and other great prizes. You gotta love the Nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
My buddy.
With friends like these,
to climb up a tree.
you know.
We're the best friends you can be, my buddy and me.
Now, more of your best morning buddies, Toucher and Hardy, on the Sports Hub.
Influenced by Iron Maiden, certainly, but not Iron Maiden.
Okay, well,
Saxon? No.
I said Pantera.
Saxon aren't from the U.S., you stupid idiot. And Pantera came out too late.
Not
fools.
Dio.
Oh, my God. Dio was in Sabbath, stupid.
Sorry.
These aren't even bands in the thrash genre. You guys are so dumb. Slayer? Hello.
Slayer,
of course.
All right, so I took a picture. And Eddie Trunk, by the way, hosts a show on satellite radio where Hardy works. And it's a show every day broadcast internationally on the channel that had Opie and Anthony that is from 3 to 5 and talks about hard rock and heavy metal music basically from the 70s and 80s. It's a talk show with call-ins like Exit Stage Left or the other Rush Live album. Which one? That's a whole show.
So, and once again, he didn't play a lot of music on this show.
Doesn't play music, really. I mean, Steve Vai and Joe Satriani have a project that he let up one play at the end of the interview, but he'll do like best drum intros, and someone will go like Zeppelin, blah, 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 and he'll go, yeah, that's a good one, and then they move on. Eddie's talked about us on the show. My question to you, Hardy, is this guy rock? I'm showing you a picture.
Well,
he's got shades on, he's got a leather vest, and he's got torn up jeans.
He's got the torn up jeans.
He's about 70.
No,
the answer is he rocks.
That guy rocks?
Yeah.
Would I be in the majority if I thought he didn't rock?
The ignorant few, and I'll get to it.
Okay.
But who am I talking about?
Ain't talking about Trump. What's Eddie Trump talking about? Oh, yeah.
All right, we're not going to play really like where you have to guess who he's talking about because obviously you're going to know that in 1978 he formed funk rock band Rubicon with Jack Blades, and so obviously it's Brad Gillis and Jack Blades from Night Ranger.
Night Ranger,
yes.
lead singer Jack Blades.
You got it. You're on the point.
Yeah.
So Eddie, it's amazing what you can do when you have an international audience. He lands Brad Gillis from Night Ranger. He's got him on last week.
Why can't we get these people?
Now, he's not in studio. They are on. It's unfortunately he's on, but it's a very good connection. And he's on talking to him. And Brad Gillis has got stories. He toured with Ozzy in 82. I mean, just recently in 1982.
Only 44 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, look, Night Ranger, might have had their last hit in 1983, but it doesn't matter. I mean, High Road, their 2014 release, made it in Japan to number 36, in Switzerland at 54. But here is, I gotta steal it, because when you get someone like Brad Gillis, it's gonna make headlines. It hasn't gotten to the traditional press yet, but it will. And while those dinosaurs try to get to it, we'll play it for you. And I just want you to hear what he had to say to Brad Gillis, and I'll give you some evidence.
I find it really interesting because rock fans, when you bring up Night Ranger, true rock fans know the catalog. They know Rockin' America. They know Don't Tell Me You Love Me. They know the edge of this band, that this band is a hard rock band with two blazing guitar players and just all these great elements.
Yeah, like edge. Like a real, get out of here, mom and dad. Like, I'm talking right to the kids. So he mentions 2 songs, but hang on.
But it's amazing to me because I will always get calls as well about you guys from very casual fans that the only Night Ranger song they tend to really remember and know that they hear so much is Sister Christian.
These stupid fools. Way to live in your little bubble, stupid. Oh, is Sister Christian all you know? They have 2 blazing guitar players, you stupid pricks. Get out of here. You don't even have the right patches on your jean jackets. 23 skidoo out of here. At a Night Ranger show, there could be a riot. I mean, they live on the edge.
I get these insulting phone calls.
Yeah.
And then people, you say Night Ranger, they say Sister Christian. I'm like,
you don't even know.
Why'd you even bother calling?
They got 2 blazing guitar players like Brad Gillis.
Yeah.
And they will tell me that they'll go see you guys, whether you're on a bill with somebody or something, and they'll be like,
yeah, well, you're never headlines when you're they're at some chili cook-off and they're, trying to win a hot dog eating contest, and then they'll hear you guys and they'll say, who's this blazing away?
Wow.
Yeah, they go, wow. That's the reaction. Wow, these guys are still alive.
Wow. They're a lot more harder rockin' band than I knew. I kind of forgot about that other stuff because Sister Christian's the song that they're pounded with. Do you pick that up a lot? Looking out in the audience or meeting people, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are your hardcore fans that know every song. But when you're on a bill with the ZZ Top now or these...
Yeah, everyone's dead.
2 of the 3 guys are dead. Who was touring?
This interview's not from a year ago. When you were ZZ Top, that's just 3 random guys with taped on beards. Yeah, the drummer's dead, and one of the 2 guys with the long beards is dead. But that's not slowing them down.
Who's in that band?
When you're on a bill with some giant of the industry like ZZ Top.
But when you're on a bill with the ZZ Top now or these other bands where there's maybe more of a casual surface Night Ranger fan there, they walk away going, whoa, I didn't know you guys were that. I hear that so much about you guys.
By the way, that's a 1 and 13-second question.
Well, let me tell you what's going on with that one. We came out, Don't Tell Me Love Me, then we did Sing Me Away, second record, Midnight Madness. We came out with Still Rockin' America, and then we released that little ballad, Sister Christian. Took us to the top, major hit all over the radio, everywhere in the world, basically. And the record company at that time, we moved over to MCA, and they thought, man, so much success with that ballad, let's just keep releasing ballads.
And so they screwed them because then the audience doesn't know that they rock. So I want you guys to put yourself in the seat of some moron fool that just went to the hot dog safari to eat hot dogs and not to experience Night Ranger.
Right.
He references 2 songs. One of his Rockin' America.
Right.
All right. So picture this. You're there with your dad, and then this comes on. What's he going to do? He might explode. And this isn't Sister Christian.
This is from the Iron Eagle 2 soundtrack.
Yeah, when they wanted to really throw America in your face and say, I dare you to screw with us. She's going to make you last all night, so she sucks.
Didn't they do The Secret of My Success? Isn't that them?
Don't worry about what they did. They rocked, whatever they did.
All right.
The record company back then was operating and putting them in stuff like Iron Eagle. You can still rock in America? No! Don't rock so much in America.
I can't believe Night Ranger does The Secret of My Success song.
Right?
The secret of my success is I'm living 25 hours a day.
Very, very hard rockin' ballad.
Yeah, well, no.
No, it's not a ballad.
No.
Hard rocking song.
You don't know anything about composing.
My mistake.
They were shown The Secret to My Success without a score.
Oh.
And they were like, you, Brad Willis, and other members of Night Ranger.
Jack Blades.
Sure. Who was in Damn Yankees, you'll recall. That also rocked.
With the Nuge. Yes.
And you create something about the song. Now, Eddie mentions one more song. Don't Tell Me You Love Me. Because this guy don't want to know. He says, you shut up, you stupid broad. Mm-hmm. Don't you tell me, because it ain't no gay song, right? Mm-hmm. He's talking to a lady. Mm-hmm. He's saying, don't you tell me you love me. Here we go. You get, this is in your face. You came to see Sister Christian?
I thought you were going to play a different song.
You hear that?
What? This is a different song.
No. But listen to the keyboard. This doesn't get. Yeah. People don't know when you go to a show. Do you look out in the audience and it's just everyone's mouth is agape? Like, whoa. I didn't know I was in for this. Whoa. This is crazy. Yeah, right. V. I mean, it's the music of Satan. We know that. Only the evil force of
you
cool.
You can almost hear the sacrifices, the human sacrifices and the bloodletting happening on the stage.
Yeah, and you can also feel the thrusting. Yeah. I mean, this is music to take a lady
music to hump
in the back of your van with.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a lady to take to the shaggin' wagon. You can almost hear the Camaro shaking back and forth. They're big into 25.
Yeah.
And it's like Sammy Hagar almost with the numbers.
Break it down at halftime.
Yeah, and the production, man. I mean, that tinny real. I love it. Well, anyway. It's just fun to know that there are people out there that can still be blown away. You know, and that's what happens when you see Night Ranger and Brad Gillis.
Let's see if we can see where Night Ranger is playing. I mean, the summer festivals season is just about over.
Yeah, I mean, ATBPO came out in 2021, so they're not promoting that anymore.
Okay. They are actually overseas. They'll be playing the Mizuho PayPay Dome in Fukuoka, Japan.
Oh.
Now, that's just coming up in a couple of days.
And by dome, that is what do they call it where they grow the flowers? The
Arboretum?
Arboretum. It's an arboretum in Japan.
Do you know where they just were, Fred?
Where?
Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Yeah, they were.
At the Mountain Music Festival.
Yeah, and that's where Eddie was. Eddie hosted the Mountain Music Festival. I was in Tennessee around that time. The airport was jammed.
All right, so there are... We'll put it to you this way, Fred. There are two places they are playing multiple stops in September. They have a lot of shows coming up in September. One is, and again, multiples of these, an event, and the other one is a venue. I want you to guess what type of event they're playing and what type of venue they are playing.
Okay. They are playing a fair.
That is 100% correct. The DuQuoin State Fair in DuQuoin, Illinois.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And they're also playing the Madera District Fair in Madera, California. But there is another type of venue that they are playing multiple shows at.
Is it? It's like a tent situation.
It is no. It's not a tent. Think about it's a complex. It's a compound of sorts. This venue. There's more than going on than just.
Is it a racetrack?
It is not a racetrack.
That's a good guess.
Like a dirt track.
More going on than a racetrack.
Chili cook-off.
But there's something that happens at racetracks. The only reason why racetracks exist is for the
cars.
No, I'm thinking about horse tracks.
Oh,
horse tracks only exist so people can go there and do what?
Gamble. Oh, they're playing casinos.
That is correct.
All right, thank you. I'm sorry.
They're playing the Champlain Valley Casino. They're playing the Gila River Casino in Chandler, Arizona. They're playing the Star Pavilion at Ameristar Casino Hotel in Kansas City.
So if you have
and of
relatives,
course, Foxwoods.
And if you have, if you're going to the Foxwoods show, what might be fun is if you collect some real stupid morons that only know Christine or whatever the hell the name is, Sister Christian, and then they get blown away when they hear the organ in Rock of America.
There's one more string of dates happening in Las Vegas for something that should not be in Las Vegas because it's the desert, and it is a certain musical event that apparently used to take place or now only takes place on the land.
This is a cruise of some sort?
It is the Kiss Cruise Landlocked in Vegas 2026.
Why weren't you invited to this?
They couldn't even find
Why
water.
didn't they want you to host it?
They couldn't even find water to play on. Like, we have to get a ship?
The ultimate Kiss weekend vacation, the only place in the world to see Kiss perform live in 2026. 2 unmasked shows, the Ace Frehley All-Star Tribute, Night Ranger, Bruce Kulick.
Yeah, Bruce Kulick plays guitar for Kiss.
Slaughter, Faster Pussycat, Keel, Quarantine, which is spelled with a K, Enough is Enough.
Yeah, from Chicago.
Really?
Rock and Roll Over Kiss tribute band, and radio host Tommy London.
Oh, that is the bane of Eddie's existence.
Oh, yeah,
Tommy London.
Ooh.
I don't like that.
Arch nemesis.
All right, Jason, hello.
Hey, guys. Thank you for covering this. He tries so hard, Eddie Trunk, and I've been dying to bring this up to you, Fred. If you follow him on Instagram, he has videos where in the background he's interviewing somebody that nobody cares about, and in the background he has gold records from Chickenfoot and Buck Cherry on the wall.
Yeah, he does.
I
He's
doubt
like Mike
he
Thomas.
even plugged in an amplifier for any of those albums. He only has the Chickenfoot one because he's friends with Hagar.
Right.
I don't necessarily know the connection with Buck Cherry, but it is unbelievable. That guy always wants you to know he's on the inside and you're not.
Oh,
Thanks, boys.
what it's the best is what he's on the inside of. Crap. Again, I'm sorry for my obsession, but I only spring it on people once a month, every other month, probably every other month. But I saw that and I had to talk about it. I apologize. We'll move on. We'll get to our award-winning email segment in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Baseball season in full swing. No better.
or by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. Emails, you can send them. Find our email addresses at 985thesportshub.com. You can follow us on social media at Toucher and Hardy and Hardy985 and on Instagram at Fred Toucher. I hear both of you are smiling. Go ahead.
I have one that's going to get you upset, and Hardy, I believe, got this one too. This is from Paul, who has a critique about yesterday's show. You had Phil Perry on and wasted a lot of time talking about things other than sports. You covered the Booty trade and the Gonzalez contract, but I guess there wasn't much other Patriots stuff to discuss. Oh, wait. Sunday, they're going to cut almost half of the training. They're going to cut almost half of their training camp roster, as are the rest of the teams. Maybe spend a few minutes talking about who may get cut and what they may go shopping for in the NFL bargain bin.
Pause.
Yes.
Andrew Callahan, what did he say off air before he left about
that? There weren't going to be any surprises, he feels, in terms of who gets cut.
He thanked us for not asking him who would get cut and who wouldn't get cut, because he said the last 3, 4, 5 cuts are all special teams guys and no one knows.
Right.
And if his idea is to do a show where you go over for, I don't know, 15 minutes, guys that no one's ever heard of, literally no one's ever heard of, and do that, I'm sure that's valuable in a podcast space where you're going after a very specific audience. But unfortunately, on broadcast radio, you have to reach more people than care about that. And so, if we have Phil Perry on after a playoff game, we're not going to grab ass around and talk about stuff. But I can assure you in the preseason we shall.
Yes.
And by the way, it's the right thing to do. It's not like a debate. It's why this show is successful.
I couldn't agree more.
Well, it's a fact.
Yes. So Paul finishes by saying maybe check out who or what they may go shopping for at the NFL bargain bin rather than the Whoop and SNL. Seems like Phil has a pretty good handle on a lot of the lesser-known players. Sorry, but Fred's lack of interest in sports is really beginning to impact the show. Fortunately, YouTube lets me scroll through and find some actual sports.
I read the same email. I chose not to read it.
Well, listen, it's an insult to me that I don't find insulting. It's like if I did the show, since it's directed towards me, if I moved the show in that direction, it would be a failure. It's not a failure. I've been on the Sports Hub since its inception. I've been on the radio in Boston for 20 years.
It's like this guy somehow just found the show.
I mean, I've been on the number one morning show for 18 years.
Amazing.
Short of 1 or 2 books in 18 years. I mean, what just do this. If you believe what this guy believes, here's the thing. Do the exercise if you're trying to reach hundreds of thousands of people. You can't speak in those. People don't watch sports like that guy does. And I do have a complete interest in sports. In fact, baseball is one of my favorite sports. But I know it well enough not to break down everything that happens in a game for an hour.
Do you know who would enjoy a show like that? Your dad, because he knows more about sports than you do.
Well, really, if my dad would lower himself, he should just be doing this job.
How about this? Based on the news that we did earlier this morning about the chicken murder that took place.
And the chicken, died.
Not Gary Tangway email.
Oh, don't do the whole thing. Just
follow me, boys. I got a live one. Fade from black to a dewy morning in redacted Kentucky. Rocky arrives at the scene of a gruesome chicken incident after a call for assistance from her cousin, Lieutenant Cocky Suarez. Doesn't take long for our double D detective to deduce this is more than a murder. It's a rugged double bear chicken murder. Middle, chicken's getting choked, bears the sunglasses, woman fill in the rest.
Right. And then throw some crap in the middle and end it in a big twist.
Yes. Ending scene, they burst into the doors, find the Colonel adding ecstasy to the secret blend of herbs and spices. Care Bear out.
Yeah. It ends with the Colonel from the Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise.
That's right.
We talked about what the owner of the Dodgers that just sold the Lakers and is going to have to sell the soccer team and everything else. Sam sent Hardy and I an email. So I'm an accountant and asset manager and have mainly insurance company clients. Again, part of this guy's whole problem is that he's taking insurance money and investing it in high-risk investments. He says, you're basically right, but there's also a liquidity requirement of the investment. So basically, they can't dump all the money into a high-risk investments that have too much in ultra long-term, like private credit, private equity, or professional sports team. So, yeah, he's effed. So, yes, I mean, I'm not pretending to be able to break it down in the exact fashion, but I felt like I had sort of a handle on how screwed he is. And it just, my point with that is the Dodgers have been held up as this ideal organization that everyone should be operating in that way. And if every billionaire owner just operated like the Dodgers, they'd be great. And now the guy has to sell the team because everything's been done illegally. So
you also
congratulations to everyone who reported on that nationally.
You also have to remember one quick thing, that Shohei Ohtani has an opt-out clause in his contract if the team is sold. This man could leave. The best player on the planet could leave if they sell. If Walter sells the franchise.
Okay, I like this email a lot because it opens up a conversation. Mitch says the Night Ranger attack, which I didn't mean as an attack, I just meant to tell you how much it rocked, brought back memories. They were part of my original Columbia House 9 cassettes for a penny. Did you guys ever use Columbia House? What was your 7 cassettes for a penny badge? That's Mitch for New Bedford. So Columbia House was this thing where they got you into this scheme by offering you like 7 cassettes for a penny, and then I don't know what happened. I never had the balls to do it because my father, and I didn't talk, but my mother was like, no, like, don't, you'll be, the like, government comes after you. Because I'm like, I'll just get him for a penny and stop. And she's like, no. Like, the FBI comes to your house and, like, breaks down the door. So I would fantasize about what cassettes I were going to get. But I was so afraid of the Columbia House.
So I was thinking about this the other day because Columbia House, obviously you went out of business now and they're officially no longer a thing. Who knew they were a thing? But there was an episode of Leave It to Beaver. I mean, so we're going back to the 60s now.
Yeah.
Right? Where Beaver got involved in one of these record things where you got like albums for a penny. And what I remember most about, of course, he forgets to, do the opt-out, and then he gets sent all these records that he's expected to pay for. But it was post-puberty Theodore Cleaver.
Yeah.
And so the voice has changed, and he puts on a record, and he's dancing around his room in a way that he probably thought was pretty cool. And they said, yeah, just dance like, you kids dance. And it being the point where I said, well, they should have stopped making Leave It to Beaver at this point. They should have stopped as soon as his voice changed and he became a young man.
So you want to hear something sad? Put on Married with Children the other day. Jerry Mathers is on it as a joke. He's at a grocery store doing a signing. Like he's disinterested with Bud and Kelly. I look it up the year the episode aired and how old Jerry Mathers was in that episode. And he was quite a bit younger than all of us.
All right.
Already has been.
There's that Wilford Brimley moment, ladies and gentlemen.
No. This is a little bit different. But when you think of Jerry Mathers, when we were kids, Leave It to Beaver seemed like ancient. Like, it was from another, even for John.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like, it was in black and white.
Yeah,
it was like still when the mom wore pearls.
Yeah.
It was like wholly different. So, but you remember Married with Children being on regular TV, being on the new Fox network. He was younger than us, already a has-been, in a role kind of poking fun at how irrelevant he was.
Oof.
Yeah.
I don't care for that.
That's the first thing I did was run to my computer and look up when the episode was and how old he was. Machi.
Sarah from Everett emailing in both at the beginning and end of the show today. She said they used to have kiosks at the mall where you paid to make mixtapes. And she made one for a boy that she liked that had Sister Christian on it. But earlier in the show,
Thank you, Sarah.
She emailed in with a Dolly Parton joke.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen Dolly Parton's new shoes?
Neither is she.
Ba-dum-bump.
And then she said because her boobs were big. I have an aunt named Jolene because of the Dolly song. She's a year older than me. Sarah from Everett.
Thank you again, Sarah. That's all good information to have.
She gives us all the information. We decide what's necessary. Turns out it's all necessary.
She's great.
We used to have this guy on, Chris Nikirkato, who got Richie Sambora to throw a punch at him. He was like loosely in the Jackass thing, but before he was with Jackass. And remember the rapper Big Pun?
Yeah.
He was a good guy.
Yeah. So he goes to Big Pun. He's like, "What's the most you've ever spent on sneakers?" And he's like, yeah, $2,000. He's like, "Why?" And then he's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Why? Why did you do that?" And he's like, "Well, because I love sneakers." And he's like, "Well, how can you tell?" Because you're fat.
Wow.
You know why Richie Sambora went and hit him? He goes, "Do you think John Bon Jovi's Superman tattoo is like in some way the stupidest tattoo of all time?" And Sambora was all drunk and threw a punch at him.
Yeah.
Over that question.
Yeah. Finally, Jim in Providence. You mentioned Quarantine with a K playing the landlocked Kiss Cruise. Not sure if you knew this, but the band is fronted by wrestling legend Chris Jericho. Of course, this is not his side project metal band Fozzy, but Quarantine is his side project of Fozzy. Also features the drummer from Luke Bryan's band, the bassist from Trickster and Fozzy, a guy named Joe on guitar, Charlie Para del Riego, who is described as a global YouTube guitar sensation from Peru. Hachi Machi, these guys rock.
Well, John and I are very familiar with Fozzy, not in that we've ever seen them live or heard their music, but we've heard a lot about Fozzy because they had members that knew someone that we knew that was brought up a lot. Did you know someone in Fozzy? Great. I know someone who works at Valvoline. Like, throw another stupid thing at me for the 100th time. Wow, Fozzy. I mean, Chris Jericho is a good guy, but I mean, I don't know how much leverage you have by you knew a guy in Fozzy 20 years ago, 30 years ago. It's not overly impressive to me. They were in a band, the Fozzy guys, where they, tell me if this is cool, where they used to, they were friends with this guy we know. They used to, but when they went on stage, remember the S1Ws from Public Enemy? Like they would have the guys in like military fatigues.
Right. Yeah.
It was like that, except they were bodybuilders with no shirts on that would cross their arms.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a different vibe.
Yeah. Some would say a more Provincetown vibe,
Yeah.
but hey, who knows?
It's not quite S1W and Sister Soldier.
The name of the band was Stuck Mojo, and they weren't good. I can finally say that. They were terrible, and they never made it out of that scene, and everyone else did. All right, very good. We will be back in just a moment to finish things up. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headline.
All right, we are Toucher and Hardy finishing things up. Unless John has any more cruel emails.
No, that's all I had. Just a one.
Thank you.
All right, so this is normally kind of annoying when people post their stuff about a celebrity who passes or dies, but this one I thought was pretty cool. This person just posted this email, and it says, "Congratulations on your induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Your performance was amazing, and everybody said so. Even though I don't know a lot about your music, I've come to know that you are the very best at it, the genre. Aside from that, I hope what I have to say will not seem weird or strange to you, but I have always felt some unexplained connection to you, like I know you somehow. I'd hope to meet you at the show, but you know how nuts those things are. Personally, I hate them and I miss my chance, but maybe someday we'll meet. In the meantime, keep doing what you're doing because you do it so well, and no matter how complex your world may be, just know you are very special and touch people in ways you don't even know. With love and respect, Dolly Parton." She sent that to Eminem.
I read that and I thought, that is an invitation for sex. And he says that he never met her.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you had a chance to have sex with Dolly Parton.
Yeah, you.
And that was, she was not a 70-year-old woman when she sent that. I would imagine that was in the 90s.
Yeah.
No, induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so it had to have been more recent than that.
All right, whatever. It still sounds like an invitation to meet.
Okay, would you, this was 4 years ago.
No, probably not.
Okay.
That would mean more to me that it was a very sweet note at that point. I'd still want to meet her.
Oh, totally.
I probably still would have had sex with her.
And that's the thing. If you're Eminem or Dolly Parton, you really want to meet somebody, and you really wanted to, it seems like pretty easy to facilitate.
Eminem is in a very, ever since that guy from D12 got shot, he's lived in a very, secluded existence, I'm told.
Oh.
He has, he's out in the suburbs of Detroit in, a compound. He goes to Lions games, but he's not seen around town very often.
Matt Damon has revealed that they are, in fact, making a movie about Karen Reed. The Matt Damon, Ben Affleck production company. He shared this on Live with Kelly and Mark. He said the film is still in its very early days. But
Ryan, you ran tape on that, right? We always have Live with Kelly and Mark.
Yeah.
Just for the vibe between the married couple.
Go back in the archive and find it. Mark Consuelo said that Kelly was obsessed with the case, and Matt Damon joked that, well, if we need a consultant on it, then we'll definitely reach out to you. But there's another series coming out from Prime Video starring Elizabeth Banks, apparently in the role of Karen Reed, that will be out long before the Matt Damon, Ben Affleck film.
Mark Consuelos officiated what wedding? He officiated a wedding.
Howard Stern?
Mm-hmm.
Howard Stern and Beth O?
Yeah, I don't know her last name.
I don't know either.
I want to say Ostrovsky, but that's the guy from ESPN, right?
Orlovsky.
Yeah.
You might be right.
Schlittler.
Maybe Howard will talk about him in the one day a week that he's on here in the fall.
Precious seconds.
When does that start? Does that start next week? He's on once a week?
I think so.
Yeah.
But the people that bitch about Howard being on once a week, that bitch about the show, it's like the Woody Allen joke. It's such horrible food in such small portions. Why do you care if it's on once a week if you hate it?
There's a couple of people trying to come out with tell-alls, and they're ignoring their NDAs, the people who were laid off from the Howard Stern show, and it's nothing in there is revealing, oh, you weren't supposed to talk to Howard? I'm shocked.
Yeah,
oh,
right?
you didn't have direct access to Howard while you were working as a low-level production assistant on the show? Really?
Well, Opie from Opie and Anthony had that video of him when the building had been locked down for a fire or something, and Howard. No, the building was locked down because Howard was coming in. So it's just Ronnie and Howard walking through the building, and Opie, who's a part of Opie and Anthony, at one point was the marquee show on XM, is not allowed into the like hallway or that part of the building because Howard is walking through
with his bodyguard.
With his Ronnie's tiny bodyguard. Like it's like Ronnie's like George's size, I guess. So I guess it's an odd size for a head of security. But I've enjoyed the Howard stations recently because they're playing.
Oh, they're playing a lot.
They're playing like a lot of good stuff.
Yeah,
I like it better now. When they were playing like stuff from like the current show, and it was just repeated constantly.
Yeah.
Like I would rather hear stuff when like Artie and Jackie were on. All right. Anyway, that'll do it for us. Everyone have a great day. Bye.
Talk to you tomorrow. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
In football, championships are won in the trenches. In business,